bit.
A little bit.
All right. Hello. Welcome back, everyone, to the HEX Happy Hour Show. Big Kirk over here. He's happy. How you doing, Kirk? He's smiling.
You're muted too.
He's also muted
and muting. One moment. Or we could come back to him last.
Yes, we will. Motley, how you doing down there?
No, go big K.
Okay. I'm just happy to be here. Again, we're midway through the sacrifice phase. Everyone's feeling all the feels. What is it? Anxiety, excitement.
No anxiety anymore.
No, me either. I mean, we're all feeling fantastic here. I never one bit from the start. I'm just trying to keep my ear to the ground, see how the Gen Pub is feeling. And I'm sure that there's some anxious hearts out there. I'm sure that there's some people that are playing degenerate games. I'm sure there's some people feeling nice and calm and sacrificed up and ready to go. All that is great. This is what a time to be alive. So thank you for having me aboard, Cabana, as always. Glad to be here. I'm out in beautiful Hilton Head, South Carolina, by the way. I'll be glad to do a little Big J's session and take you all around in a minute or two.
Oh, hell yeah.
Let's get to the formalities first. Let's hang out and talk all the good stuff first.
All right, well, we can do that. Also, Gunther the Accountant is here. What's up, brother?
Yes.
What's up, guys?
What's up, bro?
I go by a few names in case people get confused.
Man of many names.
Yeah,
yes.
I try to rotate so that it's more secure, I guess.
Brazology's on to you, though.
That's a good profile picture. Whoever suggested that.
Yeah, I know.
Man. Yeah.
What a genius.
Yeah, genius, really.
It's like you versus Wales. It's going to be a setup. But.
Yeah, exactly. Tag team all the haters.
What is up, chat? Just going through Hex Futures. What's going on? Balliet Brand, what is up? Great stream yesterday. Yeah, we're going to talk about that a little bit because that was just like a little event.
God.
Now, wasn't it?
I literally came in the last 2 minutes before your buddy left. I was like, what the hell is going on right now?
Oh my gosh, man. Yeah, incredible. Just a little bit. Past 1,000 subs. I mean, I woke up this morning with 20+%. It's just the numbers are just insane. It's like
the
thousands.
Richard Pump.
The Richard Pump, man. Yep. Wallace Source has it right. Richard equals ratings. Absolutely.
Do good shit. Get good fucking content, man. You've done a fantastic job with it. That was amazing. It was a treat for everyone that was a part of it at the time, and then afterwards. Still, I was loving every minute of it.
Well, thanks, man. I said, I think at the end of the stream, I was like, it's nice for us as a community to pump each other up and, have all the good feels and whatnot. But this reality will always be out there. There's always going to be detractors or non-believers or people with questions. And, it's going to go its own course. And this one went its own course. But you have to keep the lines of communication open, and it's also about learning too, and learning what people who aren't on your side might think, and how to talk to them, how to address their questions or concerns. And
100%.
It's a healthy exercise too. And
I wish Jex had got to talk to me a little bit more.
Have I gone so far as to block Nouriel Rabini? No, I haven't. He can be as wrong as he wants to be, and I'd still love to see it because it makes me happy every time he's wronger. There's no need to cut off any avenues of discussion, even if they're insanely wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. What's up, Wales? What's up, Spike? I think Gunther will be back, and we're also waiting on Crypto Kool-Aid, who is probably still napping or sleeping. He never sleeps, so
he was in the hot tub drinking a lot of wine last night. So
who
knows where he ended up?
Where's my degenerate wine drinking friend? Bring him aboard.
And he went to bed this morning, so he said night at 9 a.m. So I'm sure he is hopefully. Well, I'm not sure at all, but I hope he's getting up and at.
He'll make it. I have unreasonable faith.
Yeah. And welcome to all our new subs. If you're here for the first time, I know everybody's still filling in. It's here. Wales, I have not checked this out yet. How is that stream for you guys to check it out? He was with Trayvon this afternoon.
I saw part of it. I think it seemed like he tried to show his HEX 2 or whatever at once, and I was just like,
So here's the thing about Trayvon is like he's been dipping his feet in the water for over a year now. You know, like has he gone full hexagon? No. You know,
I don't think he ever will.
Well, you know, I mean, I can't blame anyone for that either way. You know, I understand the whole world is full of opportunity, you know.
Yeah, of course.
But it's coming a long way. It's gotten a lot closer. That's for damn sure. It's hard. It's like you've been even a part of this, and like now you see the snowball rolling. It's hard to deny.
Well, it's funny too, right? Because he was a part of that whole BitConnect thing back in the day, and I don't think he was necessarily the majorly guilty party in that one, but I mean, he was probably aware of it, especially towards the end. But it's kind of cool, right? Because like now his focus and timing is getting more and more consumed with HEX, PulseChain, stuff like that. So now his promotions are going towards a good product, whereas in the past he got a lot of people hurt by what he was promoting. So now he's promoting the good things more and more and more. So it's kind of like what Richard was talking about back in the day. It's just like you take
literally as he designed it.
Yep, you put everyone's economic mass and their advertising to a good product, then you put people's money in good assets as opposed to
you just
trying to chase the rabbit.
Because like cats like that exist, you know, for because they're like they are good, they understand their usefulness, you know, in the world, and that like they can spot a trend. You know, Trayvon can spot some trends. You know, you see motherfucker spotting a trend. He's been doing that for a long time. He might not understand the trend or how that trend is going to wreck many people following him, but like he sees it, you know. And so like it would be better to have him aboard than not, and then to convince him that this is a long-lasting trend. The best trends, you know, like Richard has said before a million times over, you just buy the S&P 500 40 years ago and just fucking shut up and be fine. You know, like there's plenty of very like up into the right trends out there, and it'd be better if he was aboard one that like didn't wreck his followers, didn't wreck himself, didn't, you know, all that shit. It's exactly what it was designed to do, is to be. It's so funny that we came up with the magic carpet ride, or whoever came up with that, like now, you know, because like we've gone like a year and a half plus talking about that, and it wouldn't have been for an insane, I mean, triple digits amount of rug pulls out there for someone to be able to come up with that sort of terminology to like describe the opposing vector, and it's a much stronger force overall, way stronger.
We have a little chaos dick measuring
going
on. Good to see you, buddy.
I'm infringing on Johnny Chaos.
Imaginary chaos, how appropriate.
I've had this name for a long time. Well before crypto. Let me just put that out there.
We need timestamps for both of you now.
Yeah.
So Hex Fabio can hold it too. It's all good. He's many names.
That's right. Yeah, Gunther, man, it's been a minute, man, since you've been on. How things been going? I know you've been really busy because I mean we chatted and trying to connect here over the past couple months, but good to have you on, man.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, man, I've been so busy. Like I'm planning a move to a different state. I won't tell you where, but it's 15 degrees from where I'm at. And
like latitude,
15 degrees in temperature, geographical.
So okay, so let me give you guys a little something.
Or state of mind. You don't even have to answer.
So there's 360 degrees around the globe, right? It's a sphere, and there's
some would say so.
it's roughly a sphere, right? Not a perfect sphere. There's 24 hours in a day, so every time you go 15 degrees around the sphere, it's 1 hour change in time. Like that's how you get all the time zone. So I'm at some arbitrary point.
Moving
15 degrees away.
Yep. Nice.
Huh. Well, I mean, if you're like in the middle, bro. But that would not be 15 degrees per time zone.
Sure, it is. Florida has 2 time zones.
Sure.
The Panhandle
And
Yeah.
some
Okay.
other states
Sorry,
have 2 times as well.
Floridians know that, but evidently Cabana
Well,
doesn't.
I'm
Interesting.
I'm in an island.
hold
and
on.
we
I
have,
thought
we're in
like where
Atlantic
Gunther was
Standard time zone. It's almost
I
the
don't
same.
know. I don't know where Gunther lives.
yeah, that's what maybe I'm confused where he's at. But
I don't even know where I live.
That
Doesn't
is
matter.
A
You're
good
moving.
answer, sir. Good answer, sir.
Oh
Who
man.
even knows?
But
That's
yeah,
right.
man, I've been busy. Like I bought a most people know I bought a Tesla Model S Plaid.
Nice.
So that whoever that fool was that was talking about no liquidity, that Alex Saunders retard, I want to say, but
The
maybe
name
that's
that will not be
appropriate.
mentioned that
That's
we just
insulting
mentioned.
to all retards out there.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
He's a salty beggar. It sucks.
Yes. So the whole thing about like no liquidity. I'm like, yeah, whatever, dude. Like I literally pulled $300,000 from the HEX market in June and bought a Tesla with cash, took care of some things that I needed to take care of, took a little bit of profit, but kept most of my position in the network. So I wouldn't fuck up the price for everyone else.
It's like that one guy that just bought his son 3 fully loaded Model 3 Teslas. Like that's pretty amazing.
The only people
Yeah,
that
nice.
the only people that say that shit are people that don't have enough hex to even
don't have any HEX probably.
Don't have any hex to fucking even consider affecting the price. You know, like they just don't understand it, and they wish they have a dream, some sort of fucking fantasy, world that they live in.
Bitcoin,
that, yeah, that Bitcoin's gonna feed hungry kids in Africa, and that hex is a scam, and like none of those fucking realities are the truth. It's I don't think that that's just a world that we exist in. Like, it's not going to happen. Bitcoin's going to keep making rich people richer, and Hex is very, very, very far from a scam. Now, you can take that for what it is, or you can fuck yourself off. And I don't really care. But seeing cats like that do the mental gymnastics to, because put yourself in that cat. Like, we've all seen the breakdown over the past couple of days of this is how you know that Richard is a true influencer, not just in this space, but in the world in general. There is multiple motherfuckers out there in this industry that have been fucking scared to come forward and tell their story about this piece of shit ruining their fucking financial fucking balances because of his scammy bullshit tactics. And it took somebody just real. It's not like Richard went on a quest to fucking wreck that kid. Yeah, he just was doing the thing that he does. And when you're a real motherfucker, the shit bubbles to the surface when you're around way quicker than when fucking most people are smiley glad handing your ass,
Yeah.
And
no, you're fine. I gave BitBoy credit yesterday, and you guys know how I feel about BitBoy, but because he came out and talked, and I mean, it's only after Richard's lead, but at the same time, he did come out and showed Alex looking for 5 Bitcoin. It's just I appreciate you doing that, and I'm glad there is someone like Richard to take that lead, take that example. It might not be the popular thing amongst their industry. That's what those guys all fear about, is their reputation getting tarnished, anything like that. It takes someone like Richard to actually come out.
That's true. And what matters more than even that, it's not even Richard being a real motherfucker. It's both sides of it for Ben. Ben realizes that on the one side, they sold things that went up lots to cover their own asses. And then now Thing's founder is also shedding light on their own pains. That was part of the reason why they even had to cover their own asses in the first place. If they didn't fucking make some 5 BTC lend out to that cat, you think they need to sell their fucking Hex? No, wasn't a reality. It wouldn't have been in existence for them. So he's bubbling shit to the surface just naturally that you wouldn't have, and that dude knows it. I mean, again, hate or love or whatever his feelings about our community along the way, seeing the 180 that cat is doing in real time for everyone is incredible. It's worth it. It's worth it all. There's a lot more of those to come. I appreciate him for doing it first. I mean, it's been painful for all of us to be bro, but fine. Now is the time. Cool.
I think what I admire most about Richard is he's like a jack of all trades on steroids, right? Because just picking up on Alex, he's got street smarts. He picks up when people's trying to hustle him, scam him with different tactics. He can go into the code. He can get into the technicals of some of the most advanced blockchain. He knows the business marketing side. He knows health and longevity research. The guy knows a lot about everything. And not only does he know a lot about everything, he knows it in depth, and he can arguably frame his debates and his points of view.
Yeah.
And very few people can do it to the degree he does. Everyone can be good at several different things, but when you do it that many areas and you do it that well, it's truly impressive. There's very few
Well,
people
you
that
said
are
it. You
that
said it
talented.
right. He's not a jack of all trades, because a jack of all trades can do a little bit of everything fantastically. He's a fucking Einstein of a good number of trades, an Einstein of most trades. You know, he understands in depthly more in more complex systems than most people spend their lives understanding one or two. You know, he's got a pretty good. You know, again, I appreciate it, because like as like somebody who's done project management for a long time, like I don't read code as well as coders do, but I know enough to know whether I'm getting fucked or not, or whether this is actually reasonable or not. You know, what they're doing is actually progress or not. Like I understand that. Like I understand Richard is in this similar situation where like you can't know everything, but you can read people. You know most of like 80% of it. You're hoping that you find the right people. You're using your other skills to hone in those people that are going to finish the 20% for you. And like he's like doing an amazing job at that, and then also helping other people in this industry, because like we all give a hard time to the crypto industry because we've seen a lot of like I mean I know I do. I'm like, these guys are fucking, you know, amateur at best, you know. But there is some useful, reasonable people that are hardworking and actually provide a lot of value to this network, this community. And like
100%.
BitBoy is one of them. You know, whether you like you know, just in the same way that Richard is polarizing, like that dude is one of them. He does provide reasonable value. You know, so like at best we'd like him to be at least neutral. You know, and to understand some of our points. You know, and there's others along the way that are similar. You know, where they are good, you know, for the community. And like I said, I'd love for even somebody who's totally on the other side, Michael Saylor style shit. Like I'd love for, even though he's wrong about a lot, like I'd love for him to say good shit about our shit, you know? So I'd really love for us to attack and focus on cats like BitBoy and cats that are actually genuine people and want to make the community better, you know, and just need some guidance. You know, they have so many of these pieces already. You know, let's just give them the other couple, you know, with incentive, you know. I mean, so like I'm stoked at how that all went. Like, I mean, I mean, again, it's painful, you know, like you don't hope for anyone's demise, you know, you really don't. You know, I've had great friends that like I've been buddied, like, you know, like they were partners in, you know, business at time or whatever you want to call it, you know, that like I've had to cut loose, and they've been some of the most painful experiences of my life, you know. You never wish for that, you know, but what you wish for is the synergistic motherfuckers to come forward because of your decisions, you know, and like this is it playing itself out. So like, yeah. I mean,
he's an addict. The Alex guy is just an addict. He's
okay, for sure,
addict,
for sure.
And he's willing to do whatever it takes to just continue to feed that habit. Doesn't matter who it is.
How often is that like how often do we get a spotlight, like a fucking serious burning spotlight in this industry on that? You know, on somebody that
we needed that. And
yeah, most people get like shoved to
especially
the side and they're just like, oh, whatever. There's nobody's. They're just fuck their wrecked ass, you know. But this guy was a part of all of this and like should be talked about and should be understood at like all the levels. And everyone who's felt a pain of this or a joy of this or anything else, because it's all of it's relevant. There's people that I've seen in his community that have taken his probably decent advice, because like, hey, don't buy the top and sell the bottom. You know, like anybody can say that to somebody, you know, like we all laugh at that, right? We all like, ha, stupid. But like, have you never heard that before? Then like, if you've never heard that before, then somebody in his stupid paid group might have learned something from that and might have made more money than that guy made because of that, you know? And like, I'm not here to like say that like to just say he's all bad, because no people are all bad. You know, we make these decisions every moment of life that make us better or worse of people. You know, most people generally want to be good. That dude Alex probably wants to be a good guy, and somewhere in his twisted mind he thinks that he has to like provide for his family by fucking other people over, and that's sad. That sucks. You know, I hope but I digress. The reason I say that is because like I want to flesh out the people that want to do better for everyone around us. And like you can see that through these interactions. Like when I've had the hardest of times with people I've cared about the most, it fleshes out the people that are actually here for the right reasons. So like, thank you, Ben. Appreciate BitBoy for being reasonable about that and real about that. And everybody else who's come forward, it's hard. It's tough, man. Being honest and real in the public forum is tough, even when you're an influencer. But I respect him more for it.
I've noticed with a lot of these interviews that Richard has done that many of these people do not know how to listen. And because they can't listen and they keep interrupting, they never actually learn. They never progress. They stay ignorant. And the information that Richard gives people is so valuable. It's literally worth millions and millions and millions and billions and trillions of dollars. But they're so arrogant and so pompous, but they have no reason to be arrogant. They have no reason to be arrogant. They literally, like Alex was a perfect demonstration of someone who knows nothing about markets, who knows nothing about liquidity, who knows nothing about good argumentation skills, right? Like
their own ego and survival is in their minds the reason, you know. And I mean, you're right. There is no reason, but that's how they frame it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And like like you said, Kirk, you never want to wish harm on anyone, but at the same time, when something happens to someone who tries to bring harm on you, I don't necessarily, you know, my heart doesn't bleed for the person.
No.
He's come after Richard in the past, and I was like, okay, you know, you get everything you have coming to you because you attacked this community, you attacked him as a person, and who turned out to be the scammer. It has a lot of similarities.
The irony.
It has a lot of similarities to politics in this country, where one party projects on the other for shit that they do themselves, and they try to call other people out for shit that they're doing. It's the exact same thing.
Everybody, listen, I've always heard that statement that when you point your finger, you've got 3 fingers pointing right back at yourself, man. It's just the true as motherfucking shit. Like, I mean, no matter what it is, one to God, because you're gonna need that motherfucker. And that's. I'm not trying to say that. Like I said, I only want people, even that Alex dude, like everybody along the way. I really want the best for them, but the best thing for them is harsh.
Sometimes harsh reality needs to slap you in the face.
The group dynamic, you know, that's part of what it all should be. And in a healthy dynamic, we that would happen regularly. And like I said, I've talked about it a bunch. I've been around a lot of community building kind of shit, and I've seen and had good and bad people all along the way come and do parts and do not parts, and you have to be able to do that, and that's something that crypto has lacked a lot. I mean, like, you can see it because all these people have been scammed, and we're afraid of what this kid to be honest about it. Oh, that's tough. I feel bad for them. That they feel like that their livelihoods have depended on keeping a truth from the rest of the world that was, like, honestly better for everyone to know. Hey, you stay away from this dude. He's probably not good for you. Period.
Yeah.
You also notice, like in the HEX community and Pulse communities, that people really want to help, like, just for free. They're very altruistic. They give people free information that has immense value because they want to change the world, and they want to help people break out of poverty. You know.
Wait a second. Hold on. I forgot to change this stream link to private and charge $1,000. Hold on.
Hey, as long as the value is there,
I'm gonna give you my personal, like, belief on the whole thing, the whole fucking kit and caboodle, man. Like, sans religion and all the bullshit and everything else out there. Like, we're put here in this universe, in this world, for one fucking purpose. You are the motherfucking light, and you have the unique ability to shed that light and shine it on other people. And if you do that thing where you hold it in and you trap it, and then it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. But when you do that other thing where you shine it out and you're just trying to give it to people, then it comes back blinding you in ways that you never fucking knew possible. And like, that's the only reason why any of us are here, period. So if you have figured out a way to work through the game and shed that light on other people to help them to understand the game, then you're doing it 100,000% right. I'm not telling you to be this or Muhammad or Jesus or fucking back. I don't give a fuck about any of that shit. I just want you to give the light out to other people. And like, that's it. That's all I'm trying to do here. And that's, I feel like Hexicans understand that. And we get that synergistic actions are more beneficial than being opposed to each other. You know, that it just works better. I mean, apes stronger together. You know, it's simple. It's fucking super simple, man. We work better together.
The happiness and thank yous and gratitude and everything you receive is just stuff that money can't buy. It literally just comes from those good actions.
100%, man. When you smile at people and you get it back at you, it's worth it, man. Every bit of that's worth it. You know, the reason why I'm so intoxicated by all of this, and like, there's a part of me when we were way sub penny that I was like, man, when we get to 10 cents, maybe I'll stop doing all this. You know, maybe I should pull back a minute. Like, no, we're not even. We haven't even started, and like I'll probably still be here at $10, and then maybe
we
at
keep
$100.
saying that,
It's
like
getting
$1,
more
it's like,
fun.
all right, we're all gonna disappear, but we'll probably all still be here doing this.
Yeah, I mean, the message is still clear and crystal, and like everyone can still get it within a reasonable amount of understanding. I mean, I have people that don't get any of the numbers behind it, but are just, you know, see that I'm. Like I said, see that I'm a genuine motherfucker that's not trying to fuck them over. You know, I've been in crypto since 2016. And I've told many people to not buy any of this shit until Hex came along. I couldn't put my fucking finger on it, and I was just losing most of my dollars everywhere. So it was like, how am I going to tell my friends to sidle up to that shit? You know, that shit sandwich. Fucking,
You can't.
So you can't. But I can now. But that's because I understand way more than just the code. The code does this thing, you know, whether it be watching, y'all watched, what's the staking percentage gone? Like the staking time, the average length staker has gone from 3.4 years to 5.7 years. That shit is
closer to 6, really, but yeah.
No,
it's like I said, it's intoxicating.
That rounds up to 6, Cabana.
Excited.
I thought it was 5.9. I thought it was 5.9. I'm looking it up.
If it's a 5.9, that's even better.
5.84.
You know,
okay.
It shows how much I believe in the system, because I used to pay attention to those numbers very clearly all the time. I could tell you from 5.3 to 5.4 to 5.5, but like now, because I believe in it so much, the amount I make sure I don't fucking let any stakes lapse, but like I'm not nearly as hard pressed to the numbers. I could tell you 6 months ago and tell you the liquidity in every single pool that was available, you know, to the dollar on the day, you know, because it was, to me, it was my livelihood, you know, that was important for me to understand, like directly and like succinctly, you know. But now that I fully believe that, you know, me, Aladdin, and Princess fucking Jasmine are on a magic carpet ride in the fucking moon, man. Like, I can't wait for there to be a rapping genie named fucking, you know, Actual Manatee at the fucking moon to tell me all about it, man. I can't wait for all that, you know, like, 'cause we're all on the way, you know, like it makes a lot of sense, and everybody can like do that thing more, you know, when they understand that principle, you know, it's up and to the right.
It's kind of ironic how everyone like in Hex and Pulse is on that magic carpet ride to glory, going straight to Saturn, you know, with like Aladdin, and like everyone else is on a different carpets that just keep getting rug pulled, and they're accelerating to the earth at negative 9.8 meters per second squared.
Oh, hit him with the maximum velocity.
It's not ironic, man. It's like, to me it breaks my heart, because like I really do, like, smart, dumb, even aggressive against me, all that shit and everything. I really do hope and wish the best for everyone around. I'm an eternal optimist, you know. So even the people that have treated me the worst, like I really do wish like the best for them. I'm not trying to be like, fuck you and your place and your mother and all that. I don't give a, like that's not right to be like that. I'd rather them figure it out, because like once we understand the numbers, like when they figure it out, it's going to be way after we do. So it's all good, man. We'll be like, you don't have to argue like that shit. You know, like, but we're all working towards there's a philosopher. I think it was the dude who was doing the I want to say Lord of the Rings books or something. That was like when he was working towards his way towards Christianity, he's talking about like all of life is just this path from the no to the yes. It's like once you go, like in my mind, like I said, the yes is the synergy. The yes is working for other people, like help other people. And as you do that, it just compounds really, exponentially. I'm not saying don't like do something profitable, but make sure you're helping. So, you're helping the world or helping yourself or helping everybody around you in the right ways, because like before you know it, that yes will multiply in insane amounts. I've seen it. How many people that you've gotten into HEX is upset about their position right now?
Every single one. Every single one.
I love you because you're funny like that.
I think the audience wants you to get some water, Big K.
You mean wine?
I was gonna say, I was like, he's got wine. Does that count?
Water to wine.
Yeah. Listen,
Modern day
been a long
Jesus
day.
right there.
Let Big K lead you to
enjoying
the
myself.
land.
If y'all give me the podium, I will take it all day. It's not box wine. I started this was on the plane ride with us when we came, and then my favorite, the Duckhorn, and now we've gotten into some Vine Cliff. So
Nice.
So what you doing down there in the old Hilton Head?
a good friend of mine who what's that?
That you can disclose.
You can disclose everything, Big K. Don't worry. It's just Cabana's channel.
I'm island hopping here, man. We're going from one badass island to another badass island. I can't complain with either spot that I'm in. But I have a great friend out here that is it's helped. Like I said, he's been a part of this HEX journey as well. And like when I started a mining company way back when, he helped be a part of it as well. And has a fantastic spot out here, and we're all reaping the enjoyment of our rewards and time together. Me and him are both like Leos and August birthdays. Let me tell you what, I'm not a what's the word for it? I don't give a shit about all that shit. But like it does, lions out there, it takes a bigger lion to pipe down. So it's enjoyable being able to share birthdays with this cat. But we've done it for a number of years out here, just hanging out, enjoying ourselves. And last year caused that to not be a thing. So it's been cool to be able to finally get back together with the kids, fam, all the rest, to enjoy our time together. So yeah, we're just out in Hilton Head. It's a beachy event, but it's more of like a communal thing,
All right, nice. Well, thank you for sharing.
Of course. I could also take you on a little journey around the facilities as well at a later point in time.
Do you still have
I'll
a golf
give the
cart?
floor. We do not have a golf cart.
Oh.
We got a Jeep and a Tahoe, and we're really all. It's like it's. You don't really want to.
It's the top down and the doors off on the Jeep, at least. No.
we have like fucking 6 kids out here, or 5 kids out here. We're all
yeah, you don't want them just jumping out,
Yeah. I've seen those. What are those things? The Jeeps with the Rubicons. Those are pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's ones. Cool. Yeah.
With the pickup bed. I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for the El Camino. Not gonna lie.
Oh man.
Like
you ever
old
watch
school.
Demolition Ranch?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You do?
Oh,
so
yeah.
you seen his mocked up El Camino he's got right now?
Oh, yeah. In the country, here's how it goes. Like you'll see like either a badass house or a badass car. Neither one or the other. You see an amazing mocked up fucking ready to go, or you'll see a house like that. And then I've seen
Big K's gonna have a mansion and an El Camino is what he's trying to say.
There's this scene from Dazed and Confused when Tuesday's Gone is playing, and Homeboy's in the back of the El Camino, and he just like stands up for a second. And he's too drunk to like get himself, and he just sits back down and shit. And I'm just like, that's like a perfect moment in existence for somebody somewhere in 1978, whenever that was. Like that car was great. You were catching all of it. You could have 6 people in that bitch, and the keg, and the party, and everything else in the back. It was incredible. Amazing vehicle. I'd almost take it over a DeLorean. And like that was my other like second like 80s ridiculous pick, you know, like there's some part of me that loves the whole story of the dude that owned the, you know, it's a great tale of the DeLorean company, you know, but they're neck and neck for ridiculous and amazing. And non-existent now. Neither of those things are like a thing.
All right. So what else do we have going on this week? I mean, it's just been a whirlwind. So I got like talking points, just like a list of them. I have on tech interview.
Somebody else talk for a minute because I'm tired.
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah, take a nap real quick.
Well, Motley's like trying to sign off and take a nap while Kirk.
No. It's just these damn reflective glasses. I can't like pull up the stuff I want to on screen.
Okay, gotcha.
So I gotta switch off.
I got these ones. They're the same ones that I had before, but non-reflective. Very slick. Thank you, Prada.
Nice. Yeah, shout out to Shady Rays, who's got these like hex gradient glasses. They shift like from like magenta to like orange and yellow. And Skippa Jenkins actually reached out to them and they got hexagons at discount. So if you want to go to shadyrays.com and hex25 will give you 25% off. And they have a lifetime warranty. They'll replace them if they're broken, lost, or stolen. So it goes perfect with our Quattro Cinco staking long term.
Why don't you throw that in the chat there?
Yeah, well, I got
you. Yeah. I like the partnership idea there. Let's
get Motley's little referral code. Hey,
Skippa Jenkins is trying to get them to buy Hex and stake it too. They're actually reaching out to their legal team to see if that's actually possible.
That's awesome.
Putting a piece of the proceeds towards it.
And how is the Shield effort going?
Yep. So the owner is going to make a mock-up to Jim Rat's going to get the first one. He's going to make a mock-up and we'll take a look at it, see if we like it. And if so, then we'll mass produce it. And then Hexagons will also get a discount on that as well. And so we'll all have our own Hex shields. And yeah, they're pretty badass.
I was actually surprised.
They're straight up like Captain America shields.
Yeah, I was surprised at the one that won. I just did not see that winning, but hey, it's a vote is a vote. So
yep, that's what it is.
Did you vote on that one, Motley?
No, I voted on same artist, but I did the more kind of like bronze style with like that deeper red. It just reminded me more of like a Sparta themed. I kind of like that one.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I just it looked too glossy or something for me. But
I like metallic colors.
Yeah. Well, maybe it was more metallic than how I saw it, and the picture didn't translate well for me for what I'm thinking. But it's a Hex shield. It's going to be badass no matter what. So
yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Oh, and there's your discount code.
Yep, discount code Hex25.
Shadyrays.com discount code Hex25.
And if you want the Hex gradient lenses, they're like Clement. Shit, I don't even want to say the word. Never mind. You'll see them.
What?
I don't know what the word is, and I do not want to try to pronounce it.
Yeah, I want to hear you try to pronounce it.
I don't. Tongue tied. I'm good.
Yeah. Johnny Two Hands. We have plenty of pulse on deck. I'm trying to wait for crypto Kool-Aid, but yeah,
I mean, he might not be making it today.
Yeah, so. He might not be. Well, I want to try to give him the benefit of the doubt here.
Doing his best.
Yeah,
doing his best.
I mean, I could just call him real quick and wake him up.
Well, there you go.
I'll do it in a second here.
All right, but yeah, Gunther, is there anything you wanted to chat about that you've seen? Just in regards to any addresses that you noticed. I don't know how close you've been looking at things, but we've seen a lot of activity from a lot of different addresses. Probably a lot of movement before this whole sacrifice phase even began. Anything catch your eye or you like to chat about?
Yeah. Well, one thing I noticed. Let me share my screen.
Yeah, man.
If that's all right. I'll pull up that Excel spreadsheet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just let me know. I'll see it pop up here when.
No way. Gunther's pulling up spreadsheets. What?
Yeah.
It's been too long.
You know what it is.
Have you done anything for PulseChain? I assume you've probably dabbled in something by now.
Oh, you mean have I sacrificed for Pulse?
No, not even sacrifice. Just have you been tracking the large wallets? Have you been tracking some of the ones that maybe we haven't necessarily been following that have appeared in like the top 10, top 20, stuff like that? Have you just been messing around, checking out some of these big accounts?
To be honest, like I haven't spent much time with the numbers. Like,
Okay.
like every once in a blue moon, I'll come back to the spreadsheet and like update the numbers, and then I'll post like the new numbers in HEX trading chat. Like I'll usually post like an updated spreadsheet, and I change the date so that people know that like that's the most current version.
Right.
The one thing I have noticed since can you guys see my spreadsheet okay, or should I enlarge it?
I can see it pretty
Cabana
good.
can probably make it go full screen. We'll get a little bit more. I wonder how much. I'm sure you can probably tell us how much of the liquid supply has been sacrificed already, based off your numbers.
So one thing I did do was like I included the PulseChain sacrifice address on the OA tab because obviously it's centralized ownership.
Yep.
So you could see it here, and you'll notice we're looking at like around
almost 3 billion.
Yeah, almost 3 billion hex, which is a significant amount. Like look at the origin address, 428 million, and already the sacrifice address is like almost 3 billion.
That's amazing.
So, and you could actually see the origin address growing slowly over time. I mean, I say slow just in relative to what the origin or what centralized ownership controls. It's a small amount, but it's actually quite significant, 210 million up to 428 million.
So I get how many stakes. Do you know how many stakes it still has active? I'm assuming that it's probably just the interest from some of its large stakes it did early on. I'm imagining that's probably a majority of where that's coming from.
Yeah, these are all the staking addresses. So centralized ownership controls 11 different addresses.
The whales.
Yeah. So if you actually put these into Staker app, you'll see them show up as like top sharks or whales.
Yep.
And then if you combine all 11 addresses, it makes up one Poseidon.
Awesome.
Yeah. So and we're talking like over 8 billion hex when you sum up all 11 addresses. That's been staked, and that's not including interest, by the way. That's just principal, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's impressive.
Yes, it is.
But I mean, like most of it, like, because people wonder, like, why, a lot of people wonder, well, why didn't like centralized ownership just stake everything? Well, I mean, at least some people wonder that. And yeah, like there's two reasons. One, users need high APY, and we get more interest when more tokens are kept liquid. And then two, even though market cap is a vanity metric, it's great for marketing purposes. It's great to be like, hey, we're the number 3 crypto right now. You know what I mean? Or at least we were a few days ago. I haven't checked recently, but
I've talked about this a couple of times. Another aspect to go with that market cap, again, like you said, it's a vanity measure. But at the same time, do you know how many large wallets the OA or accounts that we think are associated with the OA are still good accounted? Like roughly how much hex they would have right now if they were to mint those coins that were good accounted? Do you have that? Do you have a statistic by chance?
I have no clue.
So I think there's still some very large accounts that the OA either owns or are related. I'm doing air quotes right now. I know you guys can't see, but are related to the OA or potentially related to the OA, and they're just good accounted right now. So those at any moment, if you guys don't know, good accounting just means the T-shares have been pulled out of the system. It's not taking penalties, but the coins haven't been minted yet. And if I remember correctly, there's still a couple wallets that have hundreds of millions of hex, if not like probably close to 1 billion hex.
Yeah, I think there's like 2 with at least 600 million.
So just imagine if that central entity that owns those wallets and has those good counted just wants to just increase supply by hundreds of millions of hex. We could very quickly just pass something like Ethereum, which is barely a 2x away.
Yeah,
so
interesting.
That would be crazy. So I like to call it just like weaponized market cap. And a lot of people don't realize that the OA has abilities like that. At any point, we could jump to number 2. I don't know if there's enough accounts that are good accounted right now to get up to number 1 Bitcoin. But let's say Bitcoin takes a nice dive to, I don't know, 15,000, 10,000, like Richard said, very easily could just pass Bitcoin like it's nothing.
I'd rather get there on price personally, but yeah,
it doesn't matter though, right? The market right now, they accept market cap as the overruling factor of what makes you successful. So It doesn't matter if it's a relevant number. Everyone sees Hex take over number one. They're like, what the heck? I've never even heard of this thing because it doesn't exist on CoinMarketCap. It's gate kept on page 3. So it's a big deal, even though we already know it's not an important statistic. It's not an important number. And guess what? When that actually takes place, I guarantee you the rest of the market is going to start siding with Richard. Like, oh, well, everyone knows market cap's not a real number. Meanwhile, no one has said that besides Richard for the past couple of years. And that's all of a sudden going to shift over to their narrative. They're like, yeah, we've been saying that forever, guys.
I think you are spot on.
It's exactly what's going to happen. I'm calling it right now. It's going to happen.
You are correct.
Yep. So get ready for it.
Yeah, agreed. Also, by the way, it should be noted that so lots of people keep wanting me to add like a PulseChain sacrifice line item to this page. And I have to keep telling people like, hey, it's already been accounted for. I can't double account the sacrifice address. Like it's owned by centralized ownership. So it's automatically, the numbers are automatically adjusted because the spreadsheet is self-referenced, right? So one thing of important note though is look at the user circulating HEX percentage. It's no longer 5%. It's 4.57%.
Oh wow, nice. I was curious how much was gone.
Change, but that is it's significant.
Oh my god. So yeah. By the end of this, what do you think? You think we'll be down to about 4%, probably, if you had to guess?
Yeah, if I had to take a stab at it, I think we would get close to 4%. I mean, honestly, in my dream fantasy moon boy world,
you want 3%.
I no, I'd love to see like 2.5%.
Like, we all would. We all would.
Like just take half the tokens owned by users and sacrifice them all. So there's only like 50% left. That would be great for price.
But I mean, honestly, people don't even realize how much, like you said, a lot of people don't even realize how much just even 0.5% of the total liquid supply, like how much that really is right now. That is
exactly.
Insane.
Yep. And also, one thing to also take note of is I have this like category or this line item called maximum HEX actually circulating, and it essentially excludes this category of equal balance. So like just so like people understand what I'm talking about, so it's not like Chinese. So like if you look at the liabilities page, right? The liabilities tab is all like regular users in the network, right? You'll see some fat wallets at the top, by the way, like 7 different addresses that hold over 1 billion tokens liquid. And these addresses, for example, have an equal balance over the span of many months, meaning their available balance of HEX is exactly the same as their previous balance to many decimal places. 5 decimal places to be exact. Like this one, 0.72109, 0.72109, exactly the same. Which to me indicates that there's no activity like in these addresses. Like they're not buying, they're not selling, they're not staking, they're not end staking. They literally are sitting dormant. And this is going back here, equal balance liabilities makes up 20 billion tokens. So if you just exclude that, they're not. So my point is they're not putting sell pressure on the price, right? If they're sitting dormant, which means there's really only about 6 billion tokens actually moving.
Oh man.
So I mean, we're talking. So it's even less. That's like actually moving. So yeah. So imagine
6 billion moving, and we've already sacrificed 3 billion. We sacrificed 3 billion now.
yeah, exactly. And now keep in mind, supply expands and contracts because as users are ending their stakes, they're minting principal plus interest, and so it's adding more tokens into supply. But then as they stake, it's burning up the tokens, right? And so it's removing them from supply. So it is kind of it's constantly expanding and contracting, right?
It's dynamic. You're realizing the inflation as people mint their coins, and then you turn around and you burn them when they're just restaking. So it's always a dynamic system changing.
Yep, correct. But what's crazy is just looking at like only 6.1, and this is you have to update the numbers constantly. But anyway, roughly speaking,
You're the man for the task.
right. My computer does all the work. I literally click a button. It says update, and then
Love
it goes into Etherscan, right? So on this liabilities tab, there's over 94,000 addresses now. It's not everyone, by the way, in the network. Like I just don't have time to sit here and add new addresses all day. Ain't nobody got time for that, right?
You're too rich now. Hire it out.
I got into HEX for freedom of time, not to
exactly.
enslavement.
That's why you blew me away when you first came out with this. I was like, dude, how much time did you spend on this? What the heck?
Yeah. But now that it's built, it's kind of like
it's easier.
Yeah. So it's easy. Like I'll literally come over here and I'm like, okay, and you don't have this like publicly available where you can click update, but I'll like click the update button, and then it goes into Etherscan, and what it's doing is it's grabbing the most current balance and then updating that, and then the I and J columns, it's saying, okay, it's asking like it's an inequality question, like is the available balance greater than the previous balance, right? And then it'll give you true or false. And then it asks another question, is the available balance like equal to the previous balance? And then it gives you like true or false. And then it's a way of kind of like organizing the data like quickly.
That's very cool.
Yeah. So anyways, hopefully I didn't bore you guys to death with all of that.
Nope.
But yeah, you guys have any questions in particular? I'm not. I mean, it should be noted, this whole column of like staking, I just don't have time to go to hex.vision and manually click on 94,000 addresses and put everyone's like numbers in. If there was somebody in the community that could give me a way to write some script.
How much would it cost, sir?
I was about to say, everyone go donate to Gunther right now so we can hire this shit out.
Sir,
we got the money
what sort
to
of
do
help
it.
do you need?
But
how much monetary value do you need, sir?
I mean, that would be kind of cool if I could just click a button where it just automatically brings in.
It would be incredible. That would make things
just. But yeah, anyway.
I mean, how would that change the dynamic if everybody could know every infinite minutia of that kind of data at the moment? Like, I mean, because there's some whale addresses that are paying people to do that work, right or wrong? I mean, like, I imagine that to be so.
I mean, maybe, but maybe not. Like whales, they don't need to even be bothered too much with things. Like they have a strong position, they just add to their position. They do have a lot of work in creating like price floors and limit orders and stuff like that, and want to protect the price.
It's true.
But
but you're right. It's only like how many whales out of the amount that are in HEX are actually doing those things, creating price floors and doing that shit, of actually a tiny percentage.
Yeah,
like it's really only a few dudes.
We know 2 people that protect and defend the price of HEX for sure. This is for sure. Well, 3. We know for sure Richard Hart protects the price just by like not selling any tokens.
Sir,
That's
that
great.
is blasphemy. I don't think Richard owns a single token.
But we also know there's 2 other players, Overwatch partners and Matrices. They protect and defend the price of HEX. You better believe they inject capital into this network when they need to boost the price. And
I don't know, that McLaren and Rolex is looking pretty sick right now.
Yeah, but like you have to understand, what was that McLaren before that?
I love those guys. Oh, he's still got the Lambo. He's still got the Lambo too.
I mean, I thought he got rid of the one. I thought there was like the video.
He told me today it's in the shop because it's got a belt.
Oh,
he got a McLaren and the Aventador now. Sneaky bastard.
Motherfucker over here. I get it. I mean, but like, I mean,
they're awesome.
They're playing a different game in that regard. That's for sure.
Different levels.
Yeah.
We're working our way there.
We're one step at a time, Continue, sir. I wasn't trying to do what I usually do and cut you off.
Nah, no, it's all good. Yeah. So anyway, things are looking good. The whole sacrifice phase, man. I'm pumped. Like I know it's kind of transitioning off to a different topic, but you know, I put in a fat stack in the first 5 days. You know, just to maximize those 10,000 points per US dollar. To me, like it seemed like a smart play to go in on the first 5 days, dollar cost average in.
Maximize sleep as well.
I got a question for you. Forget sleep aside. So 1.75 is the bonus for those that decide to not play the game. You know,
last 3 days.
Yeah. I just say, there's a game and there's not a game. I mean, it's still a game, but like it's different.
It might be a game for people that can't obtain a higher multiplier.
Yeah, exactly. Right? It's a different game. It's just two different situations. So those people at half the rate, I mean, the question is, where do you think the halfway point is going to end up on the volume side of the game?
I don't know, but I got a YOLO play for August 1. Like I originally was just going to do 500,000 hex, like sacrifice in the first 5 days.
Is August 1 the end? Is that the last day?
No, it's not. But I have a stake that's like ending on that day. So,
okay.
So what I did was I put 50% in on like the first 5 days, and then my YOLO play. Like I originally was just going to do 500,000, but I decided I'm going to do another 500,000, and that's my YOLO play on 8-1.
So everyone look for $1 million going in on 8-1, and
another
track it back to Gunther.
$500,000.
They're adding another 500,000 to it.
But
here's the kicker.
So the question is, do you think that people that sacrifice more than $500,000 USD are going to be happy that they did that, or be bummed that they didn't just wait until the last 3 days? What about 100K?
Nobody really knows.
I know. That's what predictions are all about.
I want you to hypothesize, damn it.
All right. So for
You're
me,
better
I'm
at
like,
this than me.
That's
what I'm.
Here's my
hindsight later.
Here's my take on this. All right. Even if you put in any amount of money on the lowest possible price points for HEX, and you get like the worst possible rate on the bonding curve, you are still winning in this game. Like that should just be stated as you're still winning. You just may not be winning as much, but you are still winning. You're an early adopter.
If you hold those, sir. Because I think that there's going to be insane volatility, and there's plenty of chances to make yourself not win if you're silly in the net, like when launch comes.
Holders and founders.
I highly recommend that people that are out there that can't help but trade, find something to build or do something else in the meantime. Just like because that's going to be the dangerous time. I think that there will be plenty of opportunity for people to fucking screw themselves. But you're right. If you're sitting here talking a year from now, then everybody, 1x to 2.5x will be. Financial advice, whatever, might be excited that they're still here.
That's what I was telling people before we even kicked off this whole sacrifice phase. Like, if you're here now and you're making these moves now, like, you're going to win. It's just like when people are asking the strategy, it's just like how much you're going to win by, right? Like, it's just like the multiplier bonus. You're going to win, but like, how much more percentage are you going to gain?
Here's the thing, though, is that like a game is a game because we think it's more important to play it than not. That's so like there's all different levels of game to be played, and we're in this one trying to play this one. Will we do better than those other clubs out there? Sure. But like I don't give a fuck about that.
I'm trying to win this game. Yeah. The best game in town.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
You could see some crazy price movements at the end.
Of course.
Like for me,
that's what I think too.
I'm a moon boy. I'm always a moon boy. I don't.
Yes, you are.
We've seen your random line, or some of us have.
If I'm bearish for a few days, and even if I'm bearish for a few days, I get judged for that. Like in Hex Trading Chat, I get annihilated for being a bear for like a couple of days.
You're more realistic. I mean, a lot of those dudes are very, very, pragmatic and realistic. But you're a great asset to that trading that group for sure.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Your projections put whales only $10 to shame.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and people look at me like I'm crazy when I make statements like, maybe you might see 2960 instead of end of year at the end of the sacrifice phase. When old Gunther YOLO's 500,000 hex in and gets that $2960 price, and then
gotta feel kind of stupid.
he sneaks into the top 10 position.
Oh man, hats off to you, sir. If we hit that, I think everyone's okay with that.
Yeah, I know. Everyone's a winner at
well,
that
point.
I mean,
some cats that sacrificed on that low somewhere between 12 and 7 cents might not be.
You could be above a silent shell and still do great.
We're having fun over here, It's
yeah,
fun.
you guys are having a good time over there.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's vacation. It's work.
Nice.
We're making money. We're
Nice.
building bridge. We're building bridges over here.
Bridges.
You just keep on winning over there. Big K.
That's what I do all day.
It was funny.
Anyways,
I took my Tesla to get a
No,
car
you're
wash.
fantastic. Thank you.
I took my Tesla to get a car wash the other day, and like I had to give the lady.
Does it wash itself?
Yeah, man.
That's the next feature for sure.
Yeah, I know. I had to give the lady like 15 minutes of instruction on like what to do, like how to drive it, like don't lock the key in the car, like how to move it, how to put it in neutral. But anyway, like I just kept like giving her like talking about the Tesla and stuff, how I pay for it in cash, and like just like cool features. And it was funny. She just kept saying like, "You just keep on winning."
It's funny that you say that.
Yeah, because I was like, little do you know, I'm
kind of our theme.
winning with Hex.
I'm doing my best to keep that up.
Life is so good.
It really is. Let's see. I'm just reading some of the comments. Right, last 3 days. 1.82.
So yeah, I guess to answer your question, I think a lot of it comes down to what kind of USD price appreciation do we see at the end? Okay, ignore the bonding curve temporarily. Obviously, we know eventually if you're going in at the end, okay, you're going to get 5,000 sacrifice points for every dollar instead of 10,000. So you're getting half, right? Half the coins. But what if the price is 10 times higher, right? Is that realistic? I mean, who knows? Who knows? We really don't know. Also, consider this thought for a moment. Let's suppose that all the non-hex coins that get sacrificed, non-hex, at the end get swapped for hex to pump the price, and then centralized ownership or whoever owns the sacrifice address is like, let me go ahead and take all that hex and sacrifice that so I can gain a dominant position into Pulse and also have centralized ownership in the Pulse network.
Richard has mentioned several times on the last few streams, which he's never done before, but he's like, what do you think the odds are? What do you think the odds are that this owner either rug pulls or maybe he likes his product so much he ends up buying more and just sending the price to the goddamn moon? He's like, why doesn't anyone ever assign the risk to that side of the coin?
Yeah,
I know. Carpet ride.
And he's mentioned it several times in the last couple of interviews.
It's never even been a narrative in this terribly shitty game. From the top to the bottom, from altcoin summer, fucking DeFi summer to now, which is almost a full year. Y'all remember August last year? Were all you here? I think everyone here was here. Yeah. Shit was like, oh my God, rug pull this, DeFi that, fucking liquidity pool this, fucking, mining that. It was like, that was when things started getting like, you felt the pulse of the market going, and like, they came out, and like that, and, now we're here a year later and like, we're just destroying that shit. And from the get-go, he's saying that, so now the places that we can go are incredible. Like we're really.
Also, too, what a lot of people don't understand is they don't understand that HEX grows like the function y equals 2 to the power of x, right? That is exponential. That's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. It just keeps doubling and doubling. We've already had, Richard's talked about this. We've already had
it's
11
a y equals
doublings.
xk relationship, and it just like, I mean, he keeps explaining it to people, and he says it very fucking succinctly. But you know, as soon as he fucking starts to explain, dude, honestly, it's from like a math nerd part of me. Like I get it. Like I get all when he starts saying that, because like I love that shit. Because but everybody else in the whole fucking world, their eyes, you see them go, and then they're going, reaching inside themselves, looking for their next point to bring up to like try and stump him about something else that he's already ready for, because they don't have an answer to like his actual math. They're like, dog, this is just fucking numbers. This guy over here built the thing, and like we're just like my thing is awesome, and we're leveraging their thing. There's only two things that mattered in this entire bull run. There's only two things that actually mattered, and that's HEX and automated market makers. That's it. Everything else can go fuck themselves.
Yep. And think about that. So we're currently sitting like roughly 13 cents to be conservative, whatever it is. I don't know. I didn't look. 13 cents, 14 cents. So think about it, 14 cents. When you double, you're at 28 cents. Then you're at 56. Then you're at $1.12. Three doublings. Three doublings. You've already done 11, and you're already at $1.12. Now, think about this for a moment. Fast forward to when we're at $1, right? Things go very quickly when we start doubling when we're at $1. You got 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512, 1024. 10 doublings from $1 to $1,024. I'm telling you right now, if you're making any prediction for HEX's price below $1,024 by 2030 or before, it's FUD. It's pure FUD. It's pure FUD. Go to Bear Chat. Oh, wait, it's closed.
Go to Bear
Very
Chat.
simple.
Someday it'll open back up.
a 6.5 million X from the bottom brings us to $324 per HEX. So if you have the offhanded belief that HEX is better and has more use case and a more feverish market than Bitcoin, it may go higher than that.
Does. It's not even a question.
It may go higher than that.
Yeah. And also too, I think people have in their minds that somehow it's like this weird, like strange thing that they've come up with that's just totally false. Their brain has actually lied to them. They think there is actually a price ceiling for assets. This is false. This is a lie from your brain. This is like the
everybody thinks
electrical
that when they
insulation in your prefrontal cortex has eroded to zero, and you can no longer make like rational, like logical decisions. There's no price ceiling. There is. Let me say this again. There is no price ceiling.
Say it again.
That is a narrative. It's a psychological barrier.
Function.
It's
just a straight function of those two fucking numbers. That's it. How much fucking of the one thing is in there instead of the other thing, and you'll never not have the other thing or the one thing. It doesn't work like that. So the price can go insanely stupid high as your Mayan tiny little brain can handle. I can be like, oh, I count 10 zeros there. It doesn't matter. It could be more than that. Because
and everyone that gets in today, like this is their new price floor, guys. Like this 14, 15 cents, like this is their price. This is the norm for them.
Yeah,
they're like,
welcome to support.
They're like, oh, HEX hangs out around here. Like, oh, this looks like an easy 3, 4, 5x opportunity right here. We're going to $1, no problem. Like this in their mind, this is where HEX sits as a baseline. And to us, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe HEX is at 15 cents. And that's how we just continue to just meteoric rise. Like we're just going through the damn glass ceiling. It's gonna shatter it.
Yeah, it's crazy. And this is that's the mechanics of what's actually driving the price up. People that come in at 14 cents and just praying and hoping that there's some dip to like 12 cents or 11 cents or 10 cents so they can gain a stronger, position in the market. And then they're adding more like fresh capital into the market, and then the price goes up, and then we weed out a bunch of sellers and stuff, and then the price goes up again. And you always bring in these like new buyers, and you have new sellers. and then there's just a distribution, and it happens at every price level.
Yep, exchange of hands. You saw it on like the one of the last interviews with like Coach K, who's like this trader guy, and he was on with Richard. He's like, yeah, I'm looking for an entry point like around here, like 5 cent, 4 cents. Like you're just not gonna get it. Like you're just not gonna get anymore. Like in the depths of the bear, if HEX even does poorly in the bear market, which I highly doubt, we don't even come back and touch a dime. Like we just don't touch it. So like it just cracks me up when I see these people like, oh, I'm really looking for this entry. It's like, good luck. Like you're not gonna get it probably.
Yeah, you already got the dip. It went from 21.7 cents down to 7.8.
7.8. So and it was 60... gone, and it was gone in minutes. If you didn't have a limit order or you didn't have your freaking computer open, and like I watched it live, like I went to go grab my computer. The time I grabbed my computer, open back up, that shit was already bought right back up to 13 cents. Yep. It was gone. 66% dip where they sold into fat green candles. And this is also retarded sellers. Let's take 23 million HEX and let's dump it in one order so we eat max slippage, and then we drive the price down on our own heads. How dumb is that? Like, why couldn't you sell it in batches of, let's say, like even like 500,000 tokens, and then like sell it as the price is going up? But instead, you want to murder the price and dump it on your own head.
How dumb or how?
I like the POV view. We got a big K now. I don't understand, guys. Why are people so dumb? Now I can't even fix my damn camera. God damn it. God damn you, Big K. It's your fault. I blame you.
That's good. That's good. There we go. Oh, man. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Welcome back.
One damn fucking finger gesture on my phone.
This is happy hour. All right.
Good times. Good times.
Yeah.
You're about to say there, Big K?
Well, I mean, the truth of that matter is, Gunther, I mean, don't give those gentlemen or ladies too hard of a time, because there's a lot of people who've never been in this situation before. They literally have. I mean, do you think that the whales out there with investment money behind them and people asking and questioning and all the rest are fucking market selling on like a dime because I don't know why? No, they're probably not. They're really not. But like, HEX is unique in the sense that like it's really cool because everyone that paid attention had a really fair shot at it, and a lot of people that were like little cats along the way got plenty of tokens. And like you really cannot you can't predict when sudden wealth syndrome hits, or they make a decision to buy a thing or invest in other thing or whatever the dumb shit is going on in their life that makes them do dumb things. They're like, you can't predict that shit, So
no, you can't. And I mean,
and we have way more of that than the normal products out there in this industry. We just have more of that because there's less people that have heard about this. I mean, like, it's cool because it gives us a lot of feed for these kind of shows. It really does. But the truth is that most other coins that have a lot of big time investors and shit like that, like the biggest wallets, wouldn't do this dumb shit on the north.
I agree. So one word of caution. It's a wonderful thing to take profits. That's the whole reason why we're in this game, right? You invest some money, you make a lot of money, and you're going to cash out along the way. Just one word of caution. If you have a strong position in a market, right? You have a large bag in a market as an early adopter. There's never a need to liquidate everything unless there's some major crisis in your life that dictates that, right? Where it makes sense. You have to cash out your entire position, no problem. But if at all possible, you want to try to get to a point where you're not even taking profits until your portfolio is worth like maybe $10 million. And then when you start to take profit, maybe you're only cashing out maybe 3% or less, 2% or 1%, very small amount. And then after you've taken profit there, then maybe you wait till your portfolio grows like $100 million. And then again, maybe you're selling 1%.
I would even go so far as to recommend that don't just go and take profit and just immediately just chuck it into cash and necessarily blow it or do dumb shit with it. Like take that profit and maybe think of some as needed. And like, oh, is there something else you've ever been interested in your life? You know, a business or a property or something that actually generates cash flow, but it's not as I'm not like, again, I mean, by the numbers, like I'm fully willing to admit where I'm wrong all the time. So like, I thought mining was the answer, and by the numbers, it was stupid and wrong. I fucking paid a heavy price for it, you know.
But
and
you
like
learned a lot along the way.
Sure, 100%. And like, and by the numbers, I'm investing in literally any property in this entire world that we live in is probably not going to net you the income that like the residual interest that HEX can potentially offer you. Not going to happen. But I always refer back to the JP Morgan, you know, the Chase founder, you know, his 1900s statement that was like, if you can't sleep at night, you know, because somebody asked him, how do you deal with all this risk on your head all the time, billions of dollars, whatever? And he was like, well, if you can't sleep, then sell until you can sleep. You know, so I'm not advocating selling HEX by any means whatsoever, but like,
I sleep very well, and I have not.
I sleep fucking fantastically, and I'm exactly where I'm at. But I'm also saying that like, there are other things out there that might make you sleep better, and I'm not saying to never do that. Never ever do that. Never buy something that's nice that might turn over a profit for interest, you know, for rent or whatever. Like, I'm not saying that, you know, it might make you sleep better at night, you know, and it might make you, if you take, like you said, Gunther, if you take out 2 to 3% to get into that, and that can provide you residual income that will help you to not sell the rest of your HEX bags, and then that's a smart move, you know, because like the pressure is on, and like it's something that Richard talked about early on, and now I understand it, that like people forever, I mean, we've kind of like pontificated on it, that like when people hit their 5 to 7.5 year stakes, kids that have done their 10 to 15 year stakes might sell early because of they can't handle waiting for the gains, you know. So like that is always a part of this game. So like find a way to make it so that you aren't going to be those people in the future that have to sell out like, you know, legacy worth of fucking gains for, you know, just to make yourself sleep at night. You know, you can do that easily now. You know, it's not impossible, and you can do it with a limit order, and you can do it in a way that doesn't let your stack be jeopardized. You know,
exactly. And also, if you are gonna sell, and let's just say you're selling for non-investment reasons, sell for, you know, like have like a specific purpose in mind. Don't just randomly sell at some arbitrary point. You know, for example, all right, so I cashed out a fat stack in June, right? Well, I had very specific targets in mind of very specific things that I needed to accomplish in my own personal life that were important to me. So, for example, forget about the Tesla, right? But like, so I owed
that was a bonus.
I owed somebody. I had like a debt that I needed to pay, right? And it was a significant debt. And I made a promise to someone 10 years ago that I would satisfy that debt. And so what did I do? I delivered on my word. It took me 10 years, but 10 years later, I delivered on that promise, satisfied a $48,000 debt. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
So that's a good use of money. You don't need to keep every single dollar in the market. You don't need to pull every dollar from the market. This is unrealistic, impossible expectation that you might set upon yourself. Just take profits along the way, but small percentage. Don't just liquidate your entire position, because guess what? When you spend all that money and it's all gone, guess what? You might as well put that McDonald's cap on, because back to poverty, you know, back to work flipping cheeseburgers.
Well, I mean, you can, and that's why I recommend while you're doing what you're doing, you know, while you're in, you know, like learn some shit and be an active participant in all the things that you're investing in or being a part of, because like that will make you savvy, will look way beyond your bags. You'll be useful just for who you are and the knowledge that you've gained through this experience. Beyond just like, you know, investing in something that's, you know, going up a lot, you know, because that's actually, you know, long term, you know, you can't. We all think that this is like an amazing product that will be here for a long time, but like so are humans, and you are one of them. And so, like, make sure that you're, maximizing your effectiveness in your space. Like, get an awesome opportunity like this, and like direct it properly. If you are going to take those gains, make sure it's for some, like you said, make a plan, man. Most people that make investments and are successful have plans that are set before. Hex could do way better than they ever expected, but they were already set to be at these places and those spots, and that makes them whole in the right ways to appreciate both sides of it. And you want to be in that place. So like there's nothing better than, like, I mean, how touching, and how, like, how much did David, when he first came out and told about him paying off student loans, did that like hit all of us? Like, everyone was stoked for that story. I mean,
Yep.
because feeling, I mean, Richard even brought up today, I'm not, like, I didn't come up with the idea myself, but I've been talking about it a long time, and it's cool to see him pick that shit up. That like and appreciate that like in general, when you clear the financial stresses off your mind, when you're not working paycheck to paycheck, your mental IQ goes up. It goes up one standard deviation, which, I mean, like, is statistically insanely relevant. So you're now a more capable, productive, thoughtful individual, just because you don't have to worry about your bills on the, and which one to shuffle for this one, to think what the, like, that stresses people out to a dangerous degree, and it makes you more racist, angry, misogynistic, aggressive. Like, all those things are things that come out in people who don't have their needs met, and financial security is one of those direct needs. So like, what we're getting here is incredible, and offering that to others, but being like, yo, listen, you don't have to sell your whole stack. And many people live off of pennies a fucking day, and with this system still can. People from pennies to dollars to, when Hex is like $100+ a piece, you still get the interest that your reward, your due for your time staked. That's priceless.
Yeah, it's not just monetary gains. It's just like you said, it's just freeing yourself of that financial burden, just allows you to have the mental health, allows you to create these friendships that we have within this community, that allows you to grow, learn new skills. Like Nardo over there could teach you just about anything you can do with your hands. That guy can probably do it. Big K, the stuff that you know about mining and actual in-depth when it comes to crypto. Gunther and his analysis and spreadsheets. Like, everyone has all these talents and skills you can all learn from. And we get to do it now because we have our time back, because Hex bought us all our time back. So whatever you want to pursue, whoever you want to learn from, whatever communities within a community you want to grow with and continue to build and do amazing things, like, that's what Hex buys you. It's not just putting money back in your bank account. It gives you your time back to pursue and build and do amazing things with amazing people.
I 1,000% agree, man. It's like, one of those early things about Hex that, like, Richard, when he talks about like a peripheral things that happened that he wasn't expecting, is, you remember what?
Nah.
Oh, that's a great.
Come back. Wait, hold it.
Yeah, grab that thumbnail.
Hold that thought.
Yeah.
Come back.
Yeah, we paused him.
Oh man.
Pose with us, Motley.
What's up?
Pose with us.
Oh, we posing?
Oh, okay. There we go. All right. Welcome back, Kirk. All right.
Sorry.
You were saying.
I mean, he was saying, I mean, like, that's that. What I can distill that even more detailed down to now, because I felt that. I felt that sentiment like 1,000%. When somebody said that, I was like, I wanted to stand up in my motherfucking chair when I heard that shit, because I was like, yes, holy shit. Like, I got into this because it was so much fun and so intriguing to my brain, and it made me think a lot more than I ever had in a long time. And like, now here I am making it fun in a new way that I never thought possible. But it's even more so than that. It's like, it gives you, like, the relationships that I've made with friends in these moments in the past year and a half make me feel like a kid again. I mean, it brings me back to like a childhood perspective, because like, when you're a fucking kid, like, none of the dollars and cents and the hours in the day and all that structure
doesn't matter.
Doesn't mean a fuck all. And when adults come to you and they're like, someday You don't care about all this.
Someday
shit.
you're gonna have to pay bills.
Yeah. Oh my God, they're
it
right.
ruins you.
Know? It does. And like, there's this part of you that's like, ooh, fuck, man, I don't know if I can handle that. And like, you know, you don't really appreciate it at the moment. I grew up doing like dead shows, and you know.
Oh, we lost him again. But I had that. I think I had the same thing on the night show. I was just talking about it. It's just like at a very young age, I saw the kind of problems that needing money would bring to your life. So like, I knew at a very young age, like I wanted to accrue wealth just for the fact that I saw that it brought a lot of strife, like to my parents who always struggled and were never good with money. I knew from a very, very young age that I never wanted to be in that situation. Like if I wanted for something, I didn't want it to be money. I wanted to be able to focus on other things in life. So I knew very young that this was always going to be a goal of mine. Whatever method I would achieve it, I just knew I wanted to accumulate wealth, so I just never had to worry about it. That's all. That's the whole goal for me from very, very young on. I realized that because I saw how much my parents struggled with money.
Yeah, same
I'll be
here. Like,
I'll be honest with you.
Oh, go ahead.
I was the other way. I like, honestly, not.
All right, you go, guys.
All right.
I'll take over. Hey,
All right.
we've been. Somebody in chat suggested that you should upgrade the internet, sell a few HEX, you get a stronger internet connection. But you know, like I literally spent like 10 years trying to solve the money problem. Like I was not in a good position. It just created so many problems for me. And I realized after some time, I realized like this is like, it's not the quickest way to get to wealth is not by going to school and getting a degrry.
100%.
And it's not by like just working a regular job, because you'll be doing that till you're 65 and then have some shitty ass pension. Yeah. And now your life is gone. So like if you want freedom of your time, you have to solve the money problem. And if you solve that problem first and gain freedom of your time, then you are free to live and are free to think and are free to pursue all your passions and desires and make the world like a better place. And you have the economic mass and energy to do so. You can literally make people's lives better because you have the wherewithal.
The day you learn how to make money when your head hits that pillow, that's the first step to your financial freedom. And HEX does it better than any other asset on planet Earth. That's all it comes down to.
Yep.
Agreed. 100%.
And then, to speak to Gunther's point earlier about, having everything, goals this summer and whatnot, I had mine, and then PulseChain came along and I pushed him back about 6 months. So there's tale of two people here. There's Gunther who's paying off things and that, and then there's me who's just like, all right, Pulse is another once in a lifetime thing. I can go for another 6 months and push off retirement. So yeah,
that's not a bad play though, because so you're delaying gratification for an extra 6 months. No big deal, because what you're doing is you're investing your capital that you've earned. That's literally profit from HEX.
Yeah.
You are investing that profit into a new thing before the inception of that thing. That is where you become wealthy.
Yeah. I mean, there are no certainties either, but I mean,
next 6 months, maybe you get a 2x, you get a 2x, you get a 2x.
Hey now. All right.
And then you'll be very happy with your decision.
Could have sold it on a double.
Like count sheep, put you right to sleep.
Shoot, I thought there were a couple of points in chat I wanted to cover. Oh, I did want to bring this up. This happened about 30 minutes ago. Very cool. Ivan on Tech.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna bring that up.
Just made a donation to the SENS Foundation Anti-Aging Research. Richard Hart Wynn organized the biggest charity in crypto history? Question mark?
I don't know why that's a question mark. It definitely is.
I think it's factual now.
Yeah, it's definitely factual. So I think we kind of removed that question mark there, Ivan.
But way to go, Ivan. So,
yeah, that's cool. I wonder how much he donated. I'm curious.
And
tell me how much is in your wallet, Ivan.
Tell me. Show me the ETH.
Show me where the ETH is, Ivan.
All right.
I think it might be better. I'm walking around,
the move, boys.
We're on the move.
Are we rolling, or is that still later?
What we roll like
House tour.
Wait,
Is
be
this
careful
house
what
tour?
words you choose. Are we roll? What do you mean? Are we rolling?
What is-
Well, we have this segment called Big Days with Big K where he gives us
no,
a
I don't.
tour and
Oh yeah, so this
does
is
other
this is the
things.
I
So
know
he
Shot
rolls
here.
I got you.
after
bro.
he rolls. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So this is the inside facilities. It's a nice upstairs balcony kind of view. Everyone with their own private endeavors. I can't guarantee the reception, but we'll do our best. So, and then if you're looking for the outside potential here, you've got a fantastic pool. You've got the beach behind you. If you're not looking to get into the pool, that's fine. There's balconies for you. There's relaxing places for you to appreciate your existence. There's children crying in the corner. That's what happens sometimes. But mostly, there's a luxurious and appreciative stairway. Oh, look, there's actually a child gate here, so we're gonna do our very best to climb over that without falling. No promises. No promises. Cannot guarantee anything from there.
When I heard that I wasn't going to end up pulling.
Well, you should probably be listening to mom, We're going to do a little mild parenting on the way. And then we're going to take a little walk to the beach. And now, I'll be full disclosure.
And that made me very confused.
Well, don't be confused. Just be a good listener. Like I said, mild parenting. And now we may end up losing connection here. But that's okay, guys. Because we're walking to the beach, which is a nice, relaxing cruise. So enjoy the walk. Facilities are fantastic here, ladies and gentlemen. Don't step on the seagrass, the oats, because people, the turtles, mostly the turtles, they would not appreciate that. They would be like, "Yo, where do we go now? We crush our spot." There it is. I'll be perfectly honest. It's not quite. Not quite.
And he's gone.
And he's gone.
I was really enjoying the entire tour in reverse. That was great.
Yeah. I was like, can't we just flip it around?
Nope.
But, no, it's cool. Let's just have selfie mode activated.
You gotta let Big K do his thing, all right?
Exactly.
He knows how to give a tour.
Is it wrong that I wanted him to fall into the pool?
Everyone's like, he's gonna fall in the pool.
He's gonna fall.
step
He's
on
gonna
the
fall. He's
kid.
gonna fall.
Please fall.
Mild parenting, guys. Mild parenting. Maybe you should listen more.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Bono Box. This is how it feels for the ladies at 3 a.m. in the nightclubs. Quite possibly, yeah. So, yeah.
Man, so this is the problem with Puerto Rico. We're gonna have awful service, which is good. Maybe we get to enjoy other things.
You have returned, I believe.
Yeah, it's still image.
Sorry. That was as far as the Wi-Fi will. Maybe.
No, but I mean,
I'm coming
it
back to
lasted
y'all. I'm
a
coming
little
back to
bit.
y'all. I look clear in my picture.
Come back to us. Well,
Yeah,
that's good.
As long as y'all.
Yeah,
get to
that's
see
good. You're kind of
the
frozen.
grandeur
for us.
of the beach.
We're getting these nice little still frames of you.
Yes. Just keep smiling and talking, and we'll get a smile every now. There you go. All right, now you're back.
There we go. Yeah.
Excellent.
And we're back. Yeah, no more still frames. You're live.
Well, I mean, I'll do both. Hex clips. What do they say?
Clip that shit or something.
That's what
Clip that shit.
That's what the good people say out in the world. Clip that
You gotta
shit.
do the cream slap though.
So
when you
anyways,
really,
it's a lovely.
clip that shit.
Motley even had the head.
Yeah, you gotta snap the head. The hands just gotta limply just come together.
Woo!
Clip that shit.
Clip that shit.
There we go. There you go.
I hope y'all enjoyed. I know
All
it
right.
was a little choppy, but I did my best. So
We're
anyways,
good now.
Yeah, that was nice. Thanks, man.
fully apologize for capitalizing a lot of the talk time, especially with somebody as super knowledgeable about everything that's going on as Gunther is here. Your discussion on what the wallets are doing is fantastic, man.
You're a gentleman and a scholar.
Yes.
Yes. Anyone that puts up with me is most definitely a gentleman and maybe a scholar. I can't verify the second half of that, but
all right. Well, if we have a community participation exercise I have here, if anybody would like to participate, are we ready?
I love Cabana's transitions. All right.
Yeah. Don't know what to do with some.
Moving on.
Don't know what to do with some of it sometimes. It is an unscripted show for some parts. So
Hey, were you a radio announcer ever in your?
no, absolutely not. But I have been told I should have been, or like a arena announcer or something like that. So yeah, I don't know. But anyway, let's do a new edition of Who Here Has, but it's a Pulse edition.
I love this.
And feel free. Gunther, you're gonna have to speak up and just say yes or no since we can't see your hand.
Wait. He can. You can go on mute for no, and then just leave your mic up for yes.
I don't think the audience can see that, can
Well, I don't know actually. Can you go on mute real quick, Cass? Can't they see
Yeah.
the mic go on and off or no?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, that's just StreamYard. Never mind.
Yeah.
I take that back. Show us your face. Yeah, there we
Hey,
go.
what's up?
Oh,
Hey,
wait, is that
there it
a
is.
first? Is that a first? Oh shit!
What's
up, bud?
Good to see you, Gunther. Good to see you.
OPSEC ruined.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I know. I gotta be careful because somebody literally went into my profile and I had like a regular picture of me. I was like, oh, maybe I'll put like a real photo, and then like they literally stole the photo and then wrote a bunch of lies about me and posted it on 4chan. Like literally,
Let's go
2
fuck
days
them up.
later.
Dude,
So-
back.
I have friends that have pictures of them loading their luggage in like a plane that's being sold on Shuttercan, Snapshot and shit. Like, I mean, that motherfuckers will take advantage of your ass when you don't
Oh,
even
man.
when you're least expecting it.
Man,
Yeah.
we got an unexpected unveiling. I fucking love it.
Yeah,
We didn't even have to hype it up like the Silver the Antidote one.
I know. I could have gotten 100 more subscribers out of this. Damn it!
Yeah, we
Hell
got
yeah.
we got a $1,000 buy-in over here, man.
Hell yeah, you got to change the title of this video, Cabana.
The
is
big
gonna have to
Gunther
be
reveal.
The Gunther reveal.
Yeah. Well, we can take Kool-Aid out since he never showed up. So yeah, I can easily do that. But
It's awesome, man. Good to see you in the virtual flesh.
Hey, the comment Gunther is white.
I actually got that right. I was like, oh, it's probably a white guy. Whereas like Silver, I thought he was like some old Indian dude. So
I did.
Your voice actually fits a little bit more.
Nice.
yeah, there are palms in Hilton Head. Certainly, it's
There are.
yeah.
Mhm.
There's it's known South Carolina is known as the Palmetto State, which is funny because if you're looking for palmetto bugs, which is a unofficial way of calling them roaches, then those bitches are out here by the mile. That's incredible, man. There's a spot called the Bermuda Triangle where there's like these bars and restaurants that all kind of sync up. Yeah, it's great, fantastic. But there's this hearth in the middle, this like smoke fireplace kind of spot, and you'll be eating dinner, enjoying yourself. And I look back at the hearth in the darkness, and like it's just
Roaches.
like moving. And you're like, whoa, that's
my
weird.
God.
I've never seen a hearth move. You shine the light on that shit, and it's holy shit. I mean,
That would be
it's-
that would be a really nice Big J's with Big K moment there.
it's not.
Sounds like it was a one-time
Not
event.
enjoyable. It's like scary. I'm not into horror movies and shit. Like I have bad.
Yeah, when one of
nightmares,
those
so,
things
like,
fly on you, it's a wrap. Fuck that.
yeah, man,
Yeah.
I start
I-
screaming like a
when I
little
first
kid,
moved to
slapping
Florida,
myself.
and like the first roach, I can remember it like in my bedroom. I'm watching TV. I was like a freshman in high school, and like I just in the darkness, in the shadow. And I just stayed the whole night. It fucking took me like days to get over it. I was like, these things are out here. These fucking roaches are out here, and like everybody I knew was like, no, that's just normal. It was a coming to light moment that I was not ready for. Now I'm okay with it. It's like sand at the beach. Those bitches are out there. Anywhere that there's humans like doing human things, there's gonna be a few things by like the animal categories and shit. There's gonna be roaches, because like
Big K, you're
insects.
ruining Cabana's segment right now. Damn.
There's gonna be pigeons. They're like flying mice. And then there's
We'll
gonna
come
be,
back
of
when he
course, like I
finishes.
said, rats, pigeons, and roaches. Everywhere that humans are being gross, that's where you'll find that. It's not. It's just part of humanity and the rest of the world. Anyways, back to it, Cabana.
Let's
We're
go.
getting a lot of roach commentary in the chat now. So roaches are harmless. Damn, roaches give you PTSD.
Yeah. I'm not judging whether they're not creepy or not, or they're gonna bite you. I don't give a fuck about all that. I'm just saying that when humans shit and eat places, there's pigeons, roaches, and fucking rats. That's just how it works. It's just the world, you know. All good.
This is the world that we live in. Yeah. Yeah, at least no seagulls, which are also like the
Like animal byproducts of our own disgust. Oh, they're like sea pigeons. It's close enough, man. Continue with
what
the
was question
episode.
here? Yeah, we are. I'm just going through chat
You
here.
have
So
my permission, peasant.
what do we think about Ivan being on board? Well, I mean, it's not directly tied
I mean,
to
he was always kind of on. He's not dumb.
but it's very, very cool, and especially he didn't just say, "Hey, I'm donating to Sens." He actually called out Richard in that tweet, and you know that any exposure right now, especially in like a sacrifice phase and leading up to launch, is great. So nothing but good pub, man.
Well, again, just like Pulse puts all the PRC20s in the hands of the developers of all these projects on Ethereum. Like, hey, yo, y'all want to give your users free money over here? Is that like what you're into? Because if you are, then just like build a front end to talk to this shit. In the same way, the Pulse sacrifice phase puts people's money where their mouth is, and like if they actually want to be good, good actors in this space, they have a very unique chance to. And it's not just a unique chance, it's a time-weighted unique chance that they have to do now. So like if Ivan wants to be able to claim clout like a year from now, I invested in that. Even if it goes to fucking zero, he can be like, I tried to help humanity and it didn't work out. Or
I donated to charity.
Yeah. So like, where is the lose there? Where is the fucking lose in any of that? It's like anybody who's a reasonable entrepreneur and a reasonable business person sees that there's an incredible upside to it and very little downside. I mean, Richard talks about that with that investment dude, where he's like, dog, just run the fucking statistics. Like your statistics of short versus long, or not me versus me is way skewed right now. Like it's just way skewed, so like you just understand that and run the numbers and don't be a dummy. Please don't be a dummy,
What was nice about Ivan is that he actually listened during this last interview.
Great interview.
So refreshing.
Yeah, that was
He wasn't like talking over Richard. You know what I mean? Like he just listened.
Yep.
And it just made it so much more enjoyable to watch.
He's a good interviewer. He knows when he's got a really talented and intelligent guest, and he knows when to let his guest just speak on his points and continue on. Like it just makes the interview so much more.
But you do notice that he also knows how to direct the interview by asking. Like, I mean, he's sometimes as Hexicans, you might want Richard to expound upon the point that he's about to. Like from our perspective, we're like, oh, he's about to take this shit home, And then Ivan kind of like and changed gears, but like Ivan knows that he's got a set time to get what he needs to get out, and he needs to ask the questions he needs to ask, and he's a good enough interviewer to be able to like stop Richard, because like I mean, over all of us, you remember like on the invest,
and it's not even his primary language either, which is also impressive.
No, it's fantastic. He's impressive. Like he's one of the ones that should really have staying power in this industry going forward. Like because he's willing to, do like he has the right interview skills, and he's willing to work with just about everybody along the way. I got you, bitch.
He also brings something else unique, and I was talking to Dollar Cost about this. Just like Dollar Cost and Cultivate Crypto have their show where they really like teach teach a group of guys from the ground up about crypto, about security, about how to navigate this space intelligently, not to just be degen traders. Like no other group really does that. They kind of corner the market, and Ivan does kind of the same thing with his course too. He teaches people how to code, how to really get into the nitty gritty of developing stuff. So like he offers a very cool service as well. He's one of the few courses I imagine is probably decent to actually, if you pay money for, you could actually learn a lot from.
Yeah, I never felt like I've never invested in any of Ivan's courses, but I've watched a lot of his videos and then hype videos to to get you into whatever he's soliciting at the time. And I'll be honest, I didn't think that I didn't buy any because I was like, this is silly. I'm not going to do that. But I never thought that like if you paid very close attention that you're going to get shit information from him. I didn't think that he was trying to lead people to lambs to the slaughter. There's a lot of dudes in this space that I very clearly I'm like, dog, you're just trying to lead the lambs to the slaughter. Yeah, with just to get the drippings to come from that, and like never have I mean, there's been. No, I mean, there's a few times
you might have to move
like
closer to the house.
I'll do it. I'll do it for y'all. I mean, the picture isn't that beautiful, and it's just a baby gate between us, so I can do it.
There's a quote for you. There's only a baby gate between us.
Yeah, it's just a baby gate between us.
One simple step. That's all it takes.
Yeah, we got it. We got it. StreamYard warns me. They're like, you might want to get close to your router.
So what was that segment, Cabana?
Yeah. Oh, hey. All right. Well, let's do this. Hey, chat. Have your hand emoji ready. We're going to do a little Who Here Has Pulse edition.
Sweet.
And go around the room. Obviously, I know Motley likes to keep everything close to the vest there. So
fuck it at this point. I've sent most of it. So
I was going to say, but most of this is just, for fun. It shouldn't give away much, but here we go. And I'll go really slow so chat can participate as well. So who here in this room and in chat sacked for Pulse on day one? Raise your hand. No, Motley.
You guys got a better price than me. You guys win.
All right. Just I actually, my disclosure is I did that to just say kind of like the AA, just to get a little bit in because I wanted to wait a little bit too. That's the reason I did that. Chat's hands are just going up crazy. I can't even show them all. So it's like boom, boom, boom. So yeah, pretty much. I mean, holy crap. Okay, I can't even keep up. So yeah,
you should have reversed it. Who didn't sacrifice?
Yeah.
Wrong question.
I mean,
see if you get
some of mine was going to the sends, so like it didn't really matter. So I would rather be in on the initial explosion than just wait around for it.
Gotcha. Kinetics is here with me. I wanted to bragging rights for day one. That's why I did AA, just like a little taste of ETH. I did not like throw my whole bag in or anything. All right, next one. Who here sacked Pulse sacked for Pulse after day 5? Motley and Kirk. Nice. Kind of figured Motley's a game player, baby. And I kind of figured Kirk too. Yeah, we got some chat here. Joe, Benny Bills. Yeah, so it's just very interesting to see the game theory here. All right, truth time. Who? And I bet most everybody's hands will go up. Who sacked HEX for Pulse? As any responsible Hexkins would.
I mean,
like,
shoot, it's so damn rare. It's hard to do it.
But if anybody's been watching these streams for months now, listening to Motley Investor, who pretty much was first on the scene,
early
that, and convert that stuff to HEX, and you did very well. Your dollar value went up, and pretty much everybody except DCS said no. I like my HEX. Hey, so
there you go.
I don't understand that. I feel that. I mean, all the fresh fiat that I put in or other capital from other coins I put in was sacrificed into like swapped into HEX first. So like did I pay some exchange fees or whatever? Maybe you could put it all in a bucket and call it $100, $200 or whatever. But like it's like 100x that shit. Like I think it'll be worth it. So
yeah. I mean, there's some here in chat that have not. So that props to you for hanging on.
Yeah, fair enough. You're welcome. I'm trying to pump your bags too.
You had the Godwell that sacrificed 10,000 ETH, which is an interesting play, but it kind of makes sense because, so from the Godwell's perspective, why give up HEX, which is the winning asset? Why not give up the losing asset? And also, you don't need slippage or any of that.
100%. Put yourself in.
And you don't pump your competition's bag either.
Ask yourself what Richard talks about being one of his only mistakes, or like the only things that he wishes he didn't do in all this. You know what that is? Is it's having too much liquidity early on. So when did the Godwell buy 20,000 Ethereum worth of fucking HEX? When there was too much liquidity for the fucking market. He was one of the ones that was able to soak up more fucking coins than he might have been able to do later on without pushing the price as much against him. What is his incentive to do that kind of maneuver now? It's way riskier and doesn't have the same like risk reward ratio that he had way earlier on when there was like $12 million worth of liquidity like March of last year. Way before, like we have just barely more than that now. So like that right there was the Godwell's maneuver that made a ton of fucking sense, and that they won't pull again. So like in their mind, if they do believe what Richard has been saying, that like we're gonna go down a lot more, then why not de-risk off the more dangerous asset to the one that you believe in, with the big pile that you already fucking have. That makes tons of sense, because like the truth is, if he wanted to, like everyone's like, why didn't he just turn that into HEX? Because he would have like insanely shot up the price, and he would have paid a slippage that he guaranteed wouldn't have gotten that rate on the TWAP. He wouldn't have gotten that
slippage,
rate.
He pumped his competition's HEX bags. Like
There's a ton of reasons to not do that. That Godwell should forever feel super lucky and super fucking like whatever intelligent that he was early to the market and was able to make that play when he did, because when he did, it started to make Richard question why having so much liquidity, why liquidity ? And then like after that there ain't no
there's
yeah, I think the whole sack phase, like those 5 days, kind of like had a turning point at that moment, just because if that would have been HEX, then that would have probably increased the likelihood of kind of like a run on HEX, because it's like oh crap, Godwell is like sacrificing HEX. But it didn't.
He waited days to think that maneuver through, and then made the maneuver when he did.
And that made me feel more comfortable putting my stack in that at that point, like 15, 16 cents or whatever.
Because it gave you an insight into the whale's mind and what they were looking at moving forward.
Yeah. And he waited until he didn't give you an insight on that until he's more than willing to pay at the very least 5% to make sure that you don't get that insight too early on.
Yeah. All right, next one. This is actually more interesting to me. Who here sacked a coin other than HEX for Pulse? Oh yeah, Big K.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah, just like a random batch of shit coins, or just.
What do we want to go to the shitcoin theater here? Because like
no, not really. But I mean, if you feel like entertaining the masses, yeah.
What you got?
I mean, like
it kind of leads into one of the next questions. But go ahead.
I mean, like
just like dust that you had in your wallets and shit.
I still had some Bitcoin.
And you were just like, screw it, yeah.
I also had some other things. I also whatever, full disclosure to the market and the people out there. Like I bought Matic like on a whim at the bear market on an
I remember you
exchange
telling
that
me
I
about this.
forgot it was even existing on. You know, it's like when things started running
it
up
was
on
nothing.
Matic. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, I think I might have some of that. Oh, holy shit! So like, I straight up lucked out on that shit. You know, like I mean, did I like plan on Matic's, you know, amazing? No, I'm not gonna like act like I'm some fucking galaxy brain here with that shit. I'm just telling the truth that like I did have some of that I hadn't fully gotten rid of. I did have some Solana that I was playing around with that I didn't fully get rid of. I did have some fucking Polkadot that I didn't fucking fully get rid of. Now I've gotten rid of all of that, and you know, cool, fine. You know, like here's the thing: is it was like this mental thing too, because like I've played all these markets for a long fucking time, and even though I've talked with you guys for a long time, I got that bitch. Even though I've talked to you guys for a long time, like I still try to keep my ear to the ground. But here's the thing: is like I really feel invested emotionally, physically, financially, everything else in this ecosystem. So like you have to, you know, nut up or shut up at some point in time. And like I'm just not gonna. I just don't care. Even if I got less on a couple like of these other, because I mean like those are the three that I'm gonna name names on, but like there's a few other coins that I swapped out for HEX as well, and like I'm not like, even if I got less than what I thought I was gonna get or whatever, like I don't care anymore to pay attention to all that shit. It's not worth my fucking time. Like this is way more worth my time to give like 100% devoted attention to make sure that I make not only the right plays, but like the community hopefully goes in the right direction, and ideally we make good decisions, you know, going forward entirely. You know, it's like I'm willing to put my mental and physical fucking, you know, time and energy and effort into all that shit, because there's way more, I feel like, opportunity there in this ecosystem there isn't any of those other ones. You know, so
Yeah,
like
it's like
I played around from top to bottom, start to finish. I've been a hexagon through. Like I've most of everything I have is in hex, but like I've tried to do my very best to keep my ear to the ground to make sure that I'm aware of like what else is going on in the market. But at some point in time, you have to make the decision that like that shit isn't really worth it for me. I mean, I could pay attention to, you know, 30-year treasury bills or fucking, you know, tech stocks or insurance. Like there's a lot of shit that I could exactly. I don't give a fuck about any of that.
Yep.
You know, exactly. I don't. I know some like everyone should, in my mind, you know, like go after things that they're actually interested in and pursue those like loves and you know, whatever it is, like loves that they have, you know, do that shit, do that, because like I am right now, it's like this has given me more than a good reason to do it, you know. So like you most likely won't hear me talking that much about other, if somebody asks me about it, I would have to do a little bit of catch up to get up in any of these other networks that are going on.
We have a little Cabana pump in progress. Yeah, 14.2 and just got sold. But anyway, thanks, Hex Monkey, for ruining it. No. But no, I was gonna say it's like a monetary and mental cleanse to get that just crap out of your system, out of your wallet, and you don't have to think about it anymore. You don't. It's gone, and you get to concentrate on your main bags, and good for you. 2 more. Who here has yet to sack their entire amount, at least what you think you'll end up sacking? Nice. Well, I guess technically I'm kind of like here because
you got more. You know, you got.
I think there's some at play out there. Yeah,
you'll have more. Don't worry.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, it's like sacrifice is like dessert. You know, you might always find a little room for more.
Yeah, you're not quite full ever. You know,
like I thought I was full, but maybe just a bite.
You know, if that little pump continues and get a little bit more, why not?
And last but not least, and probably the most fun, and I'll just go around the room. I'll start with Motley. The weirdest or funniest coin that you've seen sacrificed for Pulse. Doesn't matter if it counts or not, because probably if it doesn't count, it's the best.
Oh man, I've seen some that have just been thrown in there. It looks like fun because it's just like advertisement, right? Because it's saying so huge, and clearly there's no actual sacrifice phrase for them. I mean, honestly, the ones that made me smile the most. Like they weren't necessarily the funniest, but it was the copycat coin.
Yep.
Our first,
That was mine. Yep.
our first copycat. I saw it. I was just like, hey, you know how much more money that could have been if you just never went into that shit coin. Oh man, that made me happy.
So good. Yeah.
That made me very happy. But yeah, that was
that was mine.
That'd probably be it for me.
I think Shiba might have been.
Shiba Inu's in there for sure.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Bitcoin. Bitcoin's my favorite shitcoin that's been sacrificed.
I was talking weird /
value.
funny, but okay.
I know,
Bitcoin's pretty funny.
Good job, guys. Way to bring adoption to Bitcoin. Y'all are doing a fantastic job. Y'all have something else to do with it in, I don't know, 5 to 10 years. Good luck.
It's gotta be an NFT, bro.
Oh, no.
It's collectible,
Actually,
rare collectible.
pull that back. I can't wait till we can wrap Bitcoin on the Pulse network. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, someone's got to bring adoption to it. There we got more
Yes.
wrapped BTC on Ethereum anyways, so might as well do it on Pulse as well.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying.
And I think that brings us to the end of that segment. Yeah, we've covered Sen's donation. We covered pretty much everything. I think we're down, last I checked, 86 million HEX on the market on Uniswap. So that keeps getting lower, which jives with Gunther's spreadsheet as well. Just those available liquid HEX coming down. Game theory. What do you think will be, just a couple more here, what do you think will be the final percentage of HEX supply that's sacked? I think we're at 0.5% right now. Do you think we can get to 0.7, or are we like kind of topping out?
I'm going for 1% with some fireworks at the end.
Some fireworks at the end? Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to see 1%. I mean, I mainly want to see at least 1%
love
get
to
back.
see a full $1 billion raised.
I'm just talking HEX, like the
talk about
percentage of
HEX.
HEX. Yeah.
I know. Well, it's a majority. You know?
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Calm your tits, Cabana.
All
Calm
right.
your tits.
it's called a setup.
Big K does not look amused at all right now.
My daughter got sand in her eye. I'm sorry. It's hard to explain my point when she's crying about sand. I'm just saying. No, I don't. I agree with you. I would just like to see a full $1 billion total. And so if that number hangs out, then 0.1% more. So like we get 0.6%. Fantastic. I mean, you got to remember to pull back. Let's say that for ease of numbers here, the Origin and Benevolent Whales own 90%, right? You know, then 10% exists. So then add a 0 to whatever you were talking about. So if there's 0.5%, that's actually like a lot higher than what you thought it was. You know, that's closer to like 5% of all people's available coins.
Got it. Gunther, any thoughts on percentage of HEX? I think, like I said, we're close to 0.5% of HEX supply sacked. Do you think we get to 0.7, or you like Motley, we could get to 1% with some fireworks towards the end?
I think it's possible 1%. It's hard to say because you have the supply that's expanding and contracting based on people staking coins and stakes ending. So that's affecting the numbers. And then you have also people sacrificing. Then you also have the possibly, the OA coming in at the end.
That's not a part of it that we're talking about. If the OA is included, it's entirely different, Gunther. Good sir. Because I think of people's coin.
No, so the reason why I bring up the OA is because the OA could take all the non-HEX coins, swap them for HEX, and now you have more HEX in circulate. That'd be the same
off the market.
amount of HEX in
more
circulation.
HEX pulled off the market, which I'm fine with. I'm fine with all of that, and I'm fine with the OA putting in too. I just think that it's going to happen if the Benevolent Whale addresses, which is what I'm guessing, is actually going to put in, not the OA. I think that those addresses would only put in the last few days because there's a game going on. Who can get to 2.5x? Like they would ruin that game. That's not fair for any of the whales. Like they don't want to play a game that's rigged. Like they're not trying to play that. So like that's why those days are there, to give the OA room to, or the benevolent whales to put in, and I'm fine with them putting in, and they can put in even more than 1%. But I think that personally, between all of the hexagons out there in the world that own maybe 11% of the total supply of all hex out there, that
Wait,
we're
11%?
only,
Where are you getting those numbers from?
well, if
Hold
the
on.
origin address,
Uh-oh.
well,
Hold on.
if the origin address holds 50% approximately,
No.
and
87.
No.
well,
So-
let me the origin address plus the benevolent whales, so they own 87 to 88%, right?
No, that's including staked and liquid. So let's just
Staked-
talk about hex and
staked-
circulation.
And hex in circulation. Okay,
Hex
so
in circulation.
they own 90% of the supply that's actually
No.
in circulation.
95. The OA owns 95.5.
Okay.
95.5. There's like
Okay,
4.5%
even better. Even
left.
better.
These
Man,
numbers
that shit's
matter.
rare.
So like I was calling 90, you're saying 95. So like 95%.
I like
when-
95.5.
so
I
when-
trust Gunther.
so you should. I'm just pulling mostly.
I know,
I'm on
I'm
the
messing with
beach
you, bud.
and I just rode on a jet to get here and drinking wine shit. Like I don't. My numbers.
You're all good, bro. You're all good.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is that like if 90% versus 95%. So at 90%, I was saying that the general public has sacrificed 0.5%, which at 10% of the supply is actually like 5% of all that's available. And you're saying half of that is available. So it's actually 95, not 90%, which I like and I'm okay with.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then actually not 0.5%, but 1 full percent of the liquid supply of people like me, you, all the 4 of us here that have fucking hex has been sacrificed. 1 full percent, which if those numbers are correct, is amazing. So like, do I think that we're gonna get 2%? No. But do I think we can get 1.25? Maybe 1.5 on a moonshot blue moon day.
It hasn't been 1 full percent yet though either. So
Yeah,
Close.
yeah, like I mainly chose 1% because I like to see it get there, but that's a lot. Like like when
that's
I
what
said
I'm
there's
saying,
fireworks going
that
up
is-
and then that's fireworks.
But that's it. But like 1% there is it 1% of all of what people that have versus 1% of the total supply is off by a factor of 10, at least. You know, so that's where I'm saying that like, what are we talking about here? You know, so like, as far as I would love to see that be the case. I would love to see us pick up a full on the full number, to 0.6 or 0.7, and be way over 1%. That would be amazing. I mean, that really shows like if 5.7 years of staking average didn't show you we believe, then maybe that will.
Yeah. Bottom line, the amount of liquid hex in circulation owned by the users is roughly 26.2 billion. That's 4.57%.
Yeah.
Out of all hex that's liquid.
Yeah.
So maybe
So you're right.
Maybe we
So
see
you're
that.
right.
So maybe it comes down to like 4% left
4%.
after sacrificing.
Maybe
something like
that's a lot. That's a lot because people know
That-
now. People know now how much this shit is worth. They
Yeah,
understand
a lot.
that. So to see a full half more percent, 4.5 to go to 4%, like think
Yeah.
about how much that actually is. If you divide that shit up, that's like 1/9 of the total liquid human controlled supply. That's a lot.
Yes,
I don't
my hex
expect
is worth $1,024 a piece.
I'm not
That's what I
giving
would say.
that shit up. And like I know I'm not alone in that. So that's I mean, I'll be surprised if we hit those numbers. That's long and short of it. Like I would love for us, please, everybody donate, sacrifice, give it all up. Let's hit those numbers. But I don't think we do. I think
Yeah.
4% is a dream, because people get it now. There's enough people that get it that don't give a shit up.
FOMO's a real thing. We'll see. See
Yeah,
what
I'll
happens.
stick with like 0.7, 0.75%, something like that.
Yeah.
like it.
Probably
But
safe.
I'm always
Yeah.
conservative with my stuff. So hey.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was actually probably right.
Let's see.
I love it though. I love talking about it though. Like this has been one of my favorite happy hours in a long time, guys.
What? Oh, nice. What about price prediction for like last day of sacrifice phase?
The wicks say we still hit 40 cents.
I like it.
Last day of the sack.
I like it.
Not over a time TWAP. It's not going to be over a TWAP. But
Yeah.
we touch 40 cents.
Wow.
Very, very reasonable.
Like at the very end. Okay.
I've been calling a 39-cent target since February of this year. Like the price would first go to like 8.5 cents, pull back to around 5 cents, and then shoot up to 39.
No, you're right.
It
You're
went to about 10
right.
cents, pulled back to like 6.4, and then the next target probably around 39, 40 cents.
Yeah, you're probably actually right. I mean, like I'm a silver lining guy, so 41 cents is where I'd like to be. But like, that people are people and they're going to sell when they can sell. So like the walls at 36 to 39 are going to be insane. So like,
even
we
at
probably
30.
won't get there. And if we do, it's on a bot swap, flash loan, it's on an instant, it's not forever, so.
It's also interesting to see if we actually get if Richard's actually gonna put news out there when the snapshot's gonna take place, or if it's just gonna be like, "Hey guys,
don't do it."
Well, I know. I think the way he's gonna do it is like, "Hey guys, don't forget about the snapshot that's gonna take place. Not announce the date, and then it's just gonna happen."
Yep,
that would be ideal.
I think that's the best move he can play. Essentially,
because
how
he doesn't like to make the tops. He doesn't like to do that thing. So, like, if you don't want to make the buy the rumor, sell the news event, then you please don't give us a date. Please don't give us a date.
So how long after sack phase do you guess?
30 days or less.
2 weeks to a month.
For snapshot?
30 days or less. You cannot hold on
after the snapshot, you pretty much launch into
dollars.
PulseChain. So
you cannot hold on to millions of dollars of other people's money for more than 30 days.
Yeah, you said this.
I think even 30 days is too long, but yeah.
I think he said on Ivan's stream he was like 30 to 60 days to mainnet, and I'm like, man, that's like you're pushing Kirk's limits there for the time that people would want to be without some certainty with their coins.
I mean, again, you gotta make sure everything's right, and you sacrifice for a political statement, right? So,
yeah. You have to give both windows. On the one hand, when he talks to Mexicans, he's like, "We're ready tomorrow," and then he says that on Ivan. So like, let's split the difference. Like, do you think he's gonna be ready? We got 10 days more of sacrifice, and then 30 days till then. So it's 40 days. That's a good amount of time. That's more than enough time. I think that's great. Everyone should have plenty of time to play around with mainnet. And like the test net, they can build their own nodes right now. It's all ready to go. I've already heard of people doing that. So like, it's you should, if you have any sort of endeavor to be a part of this, you should be already working pretty furiously on it, and expect this to be ready by the end of August. I would be.
Here's a random strategy I just thought about thinking of looking at Flame's comment. Can you go back to Flame's comment?
Yeah, well, this is the question I brought up to Richard yesterday.
Well, the thing I like about this that I just kind of thought about, which is I didn't really think of until just now. What if a whale bought some absolute fucking shitcoin and just bought millions of dollars of it? One of these ones that we don't track very well, and then they incognito more or less bought it in a very large position via a shitcoin that no one's really tracking and paying attention to right now.
You gotta ask yourself two questions in that. They're super important. Is how and why. Like, how did they do it? Like, that's a lot of volume.
What do you mean how they do
it? Like through what exchanges? Is it possible to track? How is it worth it to track? And then why? Why
they
would
could
that
do it right
be better?
through like what, like XRP or something? Is that one of the ones you could sack?
Possibly. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying that those are the two first questions that I'm going to ask: is how and why. And like,
it's
the
simple,
most
right?
important is
you have
why.
a whale that's ahead of you right now, and they think their position is secured, and then you're under the radar of a completely different coin that's much harder to track, and it turns out that whale's actually ahead of you this whole time, and you just never realized it.
An avalanche of XRP.
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
I personally, besides,
why telegraph your moves if you don't have to?
Well, like, there's just not that much. Why telegraph your moves? I mean, it's more like there's just not that much liquidity out there in a lot of these other chains that like people think like
let me look at some of the options of it. There's a couple.
There's a couple. There's Litecoin is out there, and it's not bad. It's just hard. I just don't think that people go through as much trouble as.
It's just an idea I was thinking about.
No, it's
Like I
fair.
said,
I like it. I'm enjoying the thought.
Elon could sack Doge and take over Pulse.
Nah.
But again, like we would see all of that because I think that most of those other coins on there would see some, I mean, maybe not a lot, but like some price appreciation if some whale came along and bought $20 million worth in the past little bit. You know, I mean, maybe HEX is the most illiquid market out there, and we would see the most of the pump. But like, I mean, a lot of these coins, I mean, I don't think you would see it on Bitcoin or Ethereum. And maybe not Ripple, because there is a lot of people that do have Ripple bags. You know, that would be the easiest ones to move through those ones. But I think the rest of them would pump. I mean, everything else, I mean, if you buy $20 million of something, unless you're just getting totally fucking hosed by the exchange.
They probably wouldn't market buy, and if this was a strategy they had from the beginning, it's something you could have already had pre-planned anyways.
That's true. Yeah. Maybe they bought.
You gotta look at people like Overwatch, who just literally was like working on setting up a node and improving his own transactions and getting his stuff through first before anyone else. Like whales at this level just play like different games. So like there could just be multi layers that we really don't think is beneficial, but to them, getting that edge over another whale might be worth it, and it's something they could have already concocted months in advance.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is
they literally have meetings over the shit. Like I'm sure. Because we do it just to a smaller, lesser scale.
It's true. Yeah, you're right. You know what? I mean, let's let all.
Is it happening? Probably not.
No, you're right. Probably not. And it probably a lot of it has to do with the friction between like these blockchains and shit too. Like I mean, to make the risk to buy a bunch of coins that are illiquid or dangerous or hard to even calculate the fucking balances of where you're buying and sending them to seems risky for whales too. So I mean, again, I don't know. Maybe they did. But and like let's let all the let everything fall where it may in another 10 days.
I like Rothko's thing where he just donates all the coins to the Sins Foundation. Just massive Sins donation. That'd be dope.
Well, and you might see some that have, you know, this person did $10 million or $5 million or $1 million.
I think that $10 million one, good chance it might have been Richard.
But like the Ethereum one is one thing, but like they might have also sacked on different addresses and pointed it to that same address too. You know, that's also potential. You know, that's so. You're right. We got to let everything filter through and figure it out. So 3 weeks to figure that out. It seems a long time, but I mean, you know, we got other shit to work on too. So let's make sure the numbers are right.
All right, I just wanted to bring this up because I thought this was pretty cool on the stream yesterday. And of course I did not do the audio, so let me try it again with audio. And that will really help so everybody can hear it. This is kind of like the roadmap. And Motley, you can let me know when it's done because I can't hear.
Like I need to wow. Like the number of things that I want to do is just insane. Like,
oh yeah, really.
Bitcoin exchange I'm already working on. Like the paperwork's already filed, so they either say yes or not.
A lot of good stuff in here.
And that should be like, they say 30 to 90, but average is 60. So maybe in 60 we have an answer on it. And that's without infrastructure. That's like, okay, you've got a bank account and some accountants and email address. If you want to put $1 million in, then you get OTC action. But you know, if it starts to scale harder than that, and you got a lot of users, which it likely will, I mean, they're going to have to assign devs or license the platform. And I hate the idea of licensing the platform because you have to rely on those guys, and you worry about tax surface, and I don't know. I mean, I use Windows, and that works okay. I guess some licensed platforms are okay, but what else? So I want, Uniswap fork, I want stablecoin, I want exchange, and then we've got the whole stack. So we've got the value storage, we've got the network, we've got the fiat in and out, and this is like EU, it's not US. It's going to be some extra battle. Haven't even begun fighting that crap. And then stable network, tax value storage. Am I missing anything? Oh yeah, Uniswap fork. Yeah. So I think that's it. Like you.
Yep.
Cool.
I'm excited. All vertically integrated. He's working on everything.
Yep.
I'm excited for the stable coin. I'm curious to see what a decentralized stable coin looks like. What Richard can do. If it's gonna be something like Dlive before it collateralized with Tether and USDC, or what? It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, and I said like, oh well, I had my plans to have a lot of things paid off this summer, and then Pulse came. Well,
I told you to wait. That money's gonna go so much further. Just hold on.
Who knows what else is here? Well, the roadmap's here, and that's awesome. That's so exciting. And I think the other thing, I'm not going to play it, just keep the show's flow going. But Jexa did bring up, what if things don't work out with Ethereum, and Richard actually let it slip a little bit on Ivan's stream. He's like, well, we can just plow forward and take over.
Oh, yeah, that was a slip. That was a straight up threat. It's like, hey,
he said yesterday that he let it slip, so I'm gonna take him at his word and say what he said.
We have one bridge. And he's like, if you want to play nice, we'll keep it that one bridge. You want to play nasty? You want to sit here and attack us? Cool. We open up all the bridges.
Yeah.
And guess who can handle the throughput, and guess whose chain can't handle the throughput.
Yeah.
Could get very
it's
ugly.
Just it's just a numbers game, and like he's right about all that. So again, we all like each other. Let's all just chill.
Let's keep it that way. It's all good, Vitalik. It's all good, bro.
Sack phase and chill, bro. Chill out. Fucking let the Sentence Foundation do what they're doing. You like them, we like them. We're all doing our thing. We're trying to help you right now. Like that's.
We got a lot of bridges we can open up, though. We like to build bridges here.
That's the fucking narrative, and we all like narratives here in this industry. So let's all run with that.
Yeah.
Gunther said, "Screw you, Big K."
Not building a bridge with Big K.
I had three CBD gummies, so like.
Oh man, you guys are all having a good time. I feel.
I departed a long time ago.
Nice.
That's where the spreadsheets come from. All right,
is happy hour.
Now we know.
Yeah, I mean, I like to be friends with people, but I'd rather have the reasons to like them to be friends with us. Like it's better for them.
Before this just
goes off the rails.
Yeah. One more thing on here. Where is it? Last talking point for this edition. How likely is it? And this will be a fun one. That the next HEX catalyst is the PulseChain launch / the copying of the coins. Like, do we expect like that could be?
I think the catalyst is people buying HEX for the snapshot. I think that's your continuation, or it's either your next.
But we don't know the date.
It doesn't matter though, right?
Yeah.
You know it's coming unless you're
I'll be
retarded.
honest.
Well, that's
I
what I'm
don't think.
saying.
And you don't want more HEX.
This is the question.
None of that matters when virality hits. Like literally, none of all this.
All right,
silly,
politician over there. I just skirt the damn question.
No, I'm not trying to. I'm just saying, what is the next event that I think that catapults us to like another stratosphere that we weren't expecting to find ourselves in this early? Fucking virality.
You essentially just said we're going to be number one. Like, I mean, which I agree with. So it's just like it's all irrelevant. We're going to be number one. So who cares?
Number one will happen if all of us do our parts and onboard more people and show what we're doing and everything. And then like number one is inevitable in that regards. But like. Fuck number one. I don't. This industry, it needs to be like we
Put
could
on
be
notice.
10x. We could be 10x higher in market cap and all the rest of that. Then number one or whatever. That's not what I'm like. The next actual like marker for us is virality. When we go from 40,000 staked addresses to 400,000 staked addresses, none of this shit matters.
I actually disagree. I think the next catalyst, if you want to go for like a major move, like what you're talking about, I honestly think it's the fact of how much economic mass we have in the SAC phase right now, and when all that economic energy is in PulseChain, and then they're looking for places for it to go into, and you really off the start, if you want to just like stay away from going full degen, like your optimal buying target and the new PulseChain system is PHEX, and right now we're tracking over $1 billion in the SAC base. I think the highest ICO launch is like maybe 100 million, give or take, and we're doing a 10x of that. And then the new ecosystem we're going to, there's one product that really everyone wants to buy. Like I think the economic mass that goes into PHEX, that could be your next astronomical catalyst and send HEX to crazy numbers that no one thought as soon as that bridge opens up.
I mean, you're right about that. You're 100. I'll pull back. Good call.
Fair enough.
Because
I like holding.
because like this, I mean, 100. Like there's $1 billion sacrificed right now, almost or whatever, close to it. And
Yeah,
there's,
we'll call it $1 billion.
and there's let's call it. Let's say that or close to it. Whatever. That's not the point. The point is that like HEX has between an 80 and $100 billion market cap. So if only 1% of our market cap has been sacrificed to create an entirely new product that is actually going to do amazing things for all these other fucking chains, then like what is that actually worth? Is it only worth $1 billion? Highly unlikely. You know, so where that can go is pretty impressive. You know, like that's we've already gone very far by just like being having a good use case, having good product market fit, having good marketing, you know, things working for us, and being on Ethereum. So now add those and on our own network. I mean, there's a lot of. You're right. Fair enough. I'll pull back. It doesn't have to be virality necessarily.
All right. Hey, shout out to David Feeder. Just got off the phone with HEX Live. We got our first Pulse nodes up and running. So excited. So that's cool. He also said
Congrats,
he where are you at, David? He's going to stream after happy hour and show it off in a bit. So
Awesome. Well,
hey, after the show, which is going to end here in shortly, head over to David Feeder and check this out, because yeah, that's gonna be awesome. Congrats to you, man. That's so cool, and you're getting a lot of praise in chat too, brother. Well deserved.
What do you think, Gunther? The next catalyst for a big price movement.
Yeah, I like what you were saying about the snapshot. Honestly, the fact that we don't know the snapshot date, that's excellent. I like that. Like, I hope that's not like made known, or at least made known at the last minute where it's too late.
I agree.
That way you can't game the system, and people will buy in anticipation of that, so they get duplicate copy. I mean, why wouldn't you? I think that's a solid catalyst. I'll tell you though, I'm holding all three investments and letting them run in parallel. I'm holding HEX on ETH, HEX on PulseChain, and I'm holding Pulse token. That's my diversified portfolio.
It's the trifecta.
I mean, your question, the question you really got to ask yourself,
triple crown, let's go.
Yeah,
like what else in the market is going to be better than any of those three? You know, like
that's what I mean.
Do
you want the best, or you want something that's like less than that? Do you want to diversify with something that's more shitty, or do you want to diversify with all the good things? I just keep all the good things.
You let your winners run, and you cut your losers. That's how it goes. You know?
Yeah.
I saw I got the wrap it up, you know, signal. So I gotta hit it.
Yeah,
y'all.
I think we're ending it, Big K.
Okay, good. Well, fantastic, gentlemen. This has been lovely. This has been fantastic. Gunther, thank you for coming aboard and talking all your good knowledge.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for showing your face, bro. It's good to see you.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man. You're not a bot or something, so it's all
yeah. Awesome. The guy that you see in the HEX trading chats is a bot, though.
Oh, okay. The one that's named Gunther.
Yeah, that guy's a bot for sure.
Yeah, but Imaginary Chaos is not a bot.
Yeah.
So yeah. thank you to our chat. Just everybody viewing the stream right now. This is like our highest viewed happy hour yet. We are pretty much close to 200 viewers across all platforms. You guys just keep coming out and hanging. Like this is like the highest that we've had all show.
Got
so
the big man pump.
You've hung with us. Yeah, the big man pump from yesterday.
Yeah.
You've hung with us all show. So thank you. We try to be informal but informative at the same time.
Thanks
Thanks
to
to
t-shirt with that shit.
I know, man. I love it. I love it. And
a couple drinks on there.
Yeah. And, yeah. So check out David Feeder here. He's gonna show off maybe some of the node work that he's been doing. We'll go around the room real quick and tell us where we can find each other. Motley Investor, where can we find you?
Yep, you can find me, Motley Investor, on YouTube, Telegram, Twitter. I'll throw up sporadic videos, and then every Thursday, me, Balliet Brand, Wasabi, Crypto Coffee, Dollar Cost, and Wave 3 TV. We all do the show called Nights Crypto, and that's Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern. Might change the time because it's not convenient for coffee, but it cuts into his party time. But next week, it'll probably be on Balliet Brand's channel, so go and tune in. Yep.
Big Kirk down in the South Carolina. Tell us where we can find you, man.
You can find me at Big Kurkowski on Twitter, on Telegram. As soon as Pulse goes live, we'll be giving money to charity, and y'all can come out and play some bingo with us on Bingo Earth.
Hell yeah.
Where else? I guess that's it. I mean, I'm going to do a fantasy football league, but it's all pretty tight right now. If I get enough people that want to be a part of it, then I have enough stake techs in separate leagues to like set up a new league. You know, it's all shit that's at stake since big payday. So you know, you want a extra little taste of that big pretty prize. You know, maybe join some fantasy football with us this year. But other than that, you know, that's all. I guess the same thing as Cabana, informal but low key and relaxed. You know, so come and find me, ask questions. Don't expect too much, but I'll do what I can.
Yeah, man. I think I'm definitely in for that returning. I think I probably have some stuff.
Oh, you're already set up, man. You're already
cool.
in for the next round, man. I'm excited for it.
I'm on the fantasy football 401k rollover plan. So.
Yeah, we did last year's fantasy football. I think, what did we put in? Everybody put in like $15 or $20, and it ended up being like a 3G pool. I mean, I think this year's is already up to like, you know, $3,000 or $4,000 from like
Dude,
last
that's
year.
awesome.
Oh
yeah,
my God.
it's fantastic. Yeah, from like
so cool.
nothing staked last year. It's great. So you know, y'all want in? Come and join the goofy fun.
It is a fun time. I mean, it's right there on the app, and people, you know, some people talk some crap, but it's just another league to, especially, you know, with Hexicans, you know, just getting to know more people and having some fun. So it's awesome. So, yeah, definitely keep that on your radar. Gunther, man, where can we find you?
You cannot find me on Twitter or Facebook or any of that bullshit.
We have seen your face now, sir.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, you can find me in Hex Trading Chat and Telegram, and I do post charts, delusional moon boy pants charts on TradingView. You can find those as well.
I love that name.
I have a couple saved. They're one of my favorites.
Yeah, there's some charts on there where the price is going to like $1,000.
Oh boy! And we talked about that earlier this stream, by the way. So yeah, it's in this stream. So yeah, so thanks, man. And you know, the spreadsheet, if you guys came late, somebody who came late, Gunther goes through his spreadsheets probably like an hour ago. So check that out. Just awesome stuff. We blew it up here so you can see everything. Blue Bum got a fan in Australia. Good to see your face, man. So yeah, what's up?
Hey, by the way, if you're looking for that spreadsheet, if you go into Hex Trading Chat on Telegram, just go to the search feature and just type in Hex token supply, and then just look for like the latest date, and you'll find that spreadsheet. Because people ask me all the time. I get DMs from hundreds of people asking for the spreadsheet. I'm like, guys, come on, I post this all the time.
Come on, search it. Search
just
me
search,
something. Jeez.
Search for Hex token supply.
They could just search you and even go through your posts real quick. It's not that hard.
Yeah,
there you
not
go.
rocket science, guys.
You guys can do it. You're smart. Some of you.
Others, not so much.
Well, most people here are smart because they're in Hex, so we gotta give that.
And they're watching Cabana, so
Hey, you said it, Motley. But anyway.
I know someone had to. Someone had to give me credit.
Thank. Oh yeah, before we go, Motley, TJ Dillashaw fight. Any interest in that tomorrow night?
Oh yeah. Shit. Honestly,
That just
that's one
occurred to me.
That one is. I haven't.
Isn't he
thought
coming
to-
off a suspension?
2 year suspension. So yeah, honestly, I haven't thought about that one
He's hungry.
enough to give it an educated guess. Hit the dude he's fighting as a monster, and he's like on an 8-win tear or something, I believe. And TJ hasn't been there in 2 years, so it's gonna be interesting. I haven't given enough thought to give an educated bet on this.
Yeah,
one,
it just popped in my head here before we're closing. So yeah,
yeah. Next time I'll do a little bit more research.
it's
on
not a
those
huge
fights.
event. I think it's like a ESPN
Yeah, it might be
Plus,
like a fight night or whatever
Apex or
thing.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
probably.
XO Joe has a comment about the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet's not empty.
Tell
Like-
him. Tell
like,
him.
go-
Gunther.
Go through the tabs. You got to go through all the tabs.
Come on, Joe.
there's-
It's in the tabs.
He
not
also might
empty.
be giving you some shit too. Joe's been giving the whole chat some shit all night.
He's just giving you shit. Got he's like, it's the only empty spreadsheet though. He's like, you got to go to Silver's Patreon if you want to get the real one.
Oh, it's $1,000. That's all.
It only costs you 10 G's, people, and he may or
bad.
may not.
All right, we're gonna close out here.
All right. It's
Yeah,
been
my
fun to
spreadsheet's
have you
free.
on.
Don't send me money for my spreadsheet.
For the love of God, I'm good.
Thank
All
you,
right, boys.
chat. Everybody that is watching and will watch this on replay or listen to it. Thank you, panel Motley and Gunther and Big Kirk for the tour. I mean, you've been just killing it with show and tells every week for the past however. So
I got
too cool,
another
man.
one for everybody next week too.
Oh,
Sweet.
okay. All right. Looking
them
forward to
coming.
it. Thank you, everybody. And yeah, we'll see you next week. See ya.
Later, guys.
Later.